look, it's half-naked women being used to sell everything but cars to cola. Sexual merchandising. Buy our product, and you might get the woman, too.
Do you like being raped today?
It's just beaten up.
A man assaulted you, and another man photographed it. And other men and women are going to sit in a movie theater and watch that. Well, how do you feel about that?
I must be with you tonight.
Oh, Eve. Be the soul of discretion. Honest. Not one word to Harvey Dane. My lips are sealed. Would you stop?
And I'm sick about this victimless crime thing. We got a lot of victims here, Christine.
You know, I don't mind getting up at the crack of dawn for an early morning court appearance. That is true. But I'll tell you, when the judge continues it because the lawyer doesn't have his act together, that ticks me off.
Gotta be used to it by now,
I never
Christine.
get used to it. A man robs a drugstore in broad daylight. There are 6 eyewitnesses who give positive IDs. The lawyer says he needs more time to get his case together. What case? He doesn't even have a case.
Well, lock him up. Don't worry.
I'd like to lock the lawyer up with him. Did you see the way he played the judge?
I don't think Judge Burns noticed. He was napping.
What is it? Dear. This Becky didn't fill this gas tank, I'm gonna have him killed.
The gas is half full.
Great. Where are we? Hey, go around us!
What do you think?
Could be the fuel pump, could be the carburetor, could be the manifold.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah. Sorta.
I'm calling the police garage.
That's great, Mary Beth. Some big grease monkey's gonna ride up here like John Wayne and say, well, what seems to be the problem, little ladies?
Can you fix the car, Christine?
Well, well, well. 2 of New York's finest little ladies in distress.
Everything is going to work out fine.
In broad daylight on 48th Street, he pulls out a rifle and starts shooting.
We are doing the best we can.
Tessie has stopped eating. She will not go out for her walk. Oh, poor little thing.
Yeah, poor Tessie. But Tessie, what we're going to... Hey, I'm just making nice. We're trying to do everything we can. I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
The squad room, Monsieur Benoit. Our detectives operate out of here. How you doing, LaGuardia?
Fine.
That's my boy. We have an excellent pension program for our older police officers.
Okay, please, I gotta have every can work. I'm gonna take care of everything for it. I'm a dog lover too, so you'll see everything is gonna work out fine. You just gotta be a little time to get some. I'm gonna put my best to the. I'll be with you in a minute, Daniel. Just a minute. You'll see. I promise you, my best two detectives are working.
Community relations is an important part of our work.
So, what can I do for you?
Let me introduce Monsieur Yves Benoit from the Public Relations Office of the Paris Police Department. Monsieur Benoit, Lieutenant Bert Samuels, 14th Precinct.
How you doing?
I'm very pleased to meet you, Lieutenant.
Monsieur Benoit is here to observe police procedure in New York. It's part of a little program of international cooperation between Paris and Washington.
Uh-huh.
And he asked to observe a typical precinct. I thought, what better place than the one for us?
Uh-huh.
I know you'll take good care of him, Bert. Show him how a top-notch team of police officers operates.
Daniels, I am swamped with cases. I got no time for this.
That's terrific. It's terrific. He'll be right in the middle of things, front row seat. Monsieur Benoit, I'm going to leave you in Lieutenant Samuel's capable hands. If there's anything he can do for you, you just let him know. Au revoir, monsieur.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bert.
Well, would you like a cup of coffee?
It's very kind of you, Lieutenant.
Yeah, well, there's some over there. You help yourself. Go ahead.
Okay, and what's the problem?
We could be here for days.
Relax. They said they were sending somebody right away.
Don't count on it. This is the police department. I don't want to hear one word about women and cars.
Now, why should he make a crack?
You know these department mechanics. They're all clowns. I took my sports car in to have it fixed by him. One of them suggested I turn it in for a station wagon with automatic transmission. hear that? Small caliber pistol.
I'm a police officer. Come out.
In here.
All right, get inside your apartment, sir. Just stay out in the hallway. Police, open up! Police! Back up.
No, that's good. We heard gunshots.
However, police officers, back away from the door, sir. Put your hands in the air. Nice and slow. Good, everybody. Good. We heard gunshots from this apartment.
Hey, we're making a movie here.
Anybody fire this gun?
No, it's just a prop. It just makes noise, no bullets.
All right, everybody put their hands down.
You have a filming permit from the city of New York.
Well, it's not for commercial distribution. It's just a student film.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea what type of film it is. It's not very educational, and it also happens to be illegal even with a permit.
All right, we're gonna walk out of here and pretend we didn't see any of this. Next time we run you in. Does everybody understand that?
Hey! Do you have anything better to do than hassle artists?
You want me to seize the film right now? We'll see how artistic it is.
I thought only men cops got a kick out of harassments like this.
Look, we can book everybody in the room.
Oh,
There's no problem with
officer.
it.
Thank you, officers.
Okay, what was that? We should have made the column.
For what? We book them. They get out on their own recognizance. It takes 2 years for this stuff to go to trial.
And they skate out on the First Amendment. Artistic freedom. It's not artistic, it's pornographic.
Mary Beth, I'm telling you, porno colors are a big waste of time.
Well, look who finally got here.
You ready for this?
Excuse me? We're the officers that made the call.
Figures.
Pornography is against the law.
Mary Beth, the Supreme Court can't even agree on a definition of pornography, much less a municipal judge. In this city alone, 17,000 hookers were arrested. Now, you guess how many of them they convicted?
12.
That's right. So there you are. It's a lousy color. It's low priority. It's a victimless crime.
Victimless crime, sure. They should enforce the law or repeal it.
Hey, you got my vote. Right now, we got supermarket robberies to deal with.
It's not that important. How can you be so sensitive to children and not care about animals? I just don't like dogs. Marcus, dogs are people too. They're not people, Victor. They're dogs. Otherwise, they'd be called people. We got a guy out there taking pot shots at him. I mean, we've got to put him away. He's using a BB gun. None of the dogs has been injured.
Now, excuse me, why is this man shooting at dogs?
They're not using pooper scoopers, Monsieur Benoit.
Poupée scoopers?
It's kind of a portable waste disposal system. Nothing like American technology, huh? You see, we got a guy out there who's down a court. So I'm running a check on all the known psycho collars in the last 3 years.
Sacco collar?
Yeah, fruitcakes with records.
Oh, interesting. Can you tell me the name of that attractive brunette-haired woman over there?
You mean the blonde, don't you?
No, the other one.
She's married. She don't even fool around.
She's Detective Mary Beth Lacey, Monsieur Benoit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope I'm not disturbing you, Detective Lacey. My name is Yves Benoit.
How do you do, Mr. Benoit? What can I do for you?
I'm here from the Paris Police Department to observe the precinct for a few days.
Really? Well, welcome. Meet my partner, Christine Cagney.
You do, Mrs. Cagney?
Hi. It's Miss Cagney. Or sometimes we say Ms. Detective would do.
Please excuse me. So, are there many women detectives on the force?
Oh, well, not as many as I'd like to see, but it got better the last 4 or 5 years.
Perhaps you would like to have a drink after work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Benoit, but my husband, Harvey, will be waiting dinner at home.
Of course. Perhaps some other time?
You never know.
Excuse me.
What do you think?
Ooh, about what?
About Benoit. He's cute, isn't he? Nice teeth, and I didn't see a ring on his finger.
Well, I don't know how to advise you, Mary Beth. I mean, if you're having trouble with Hog.
Me? I'm talking about you here, Christine. I made it very plain to him I'm married.
That has never stopped a Frenchman.
He was just being polite.
Soul of discretion. Honest. Not one word, Harvey. My lips are
Christine,
sealed.
stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Lacey! Where are those DD5s on the supermarket holdup?
Well, the car broke down this morning on the way back from court. We haven't
And
had
while we were waiting for the tow truck, sir, there was this pornography business.
What pornography business?
There were some shots fired.
They were
from
not
an
shots. They were blanks. They were just using them for filming.
Well, so was anybody injured?
No.
But we thought, sir, that since there appeared to be an illegal movie being made.
Oh, I get it. Cagney figures she's gonna score some points on Vice. Is that
That's
it?
not true. I'm the one that
Listen
said
to
we
me.
turn our backs and we walk out, which is exactly what we did. I said next time we run them in.
Well, that's very good for you. But I want to see those reports on my desk. I need them 2 hours ago.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they don't have men with mustaches who keep their socks on anymore.
I know that, Christine. Harv and I went to one of those X-rated movies once. We left after about 10 minutes.
Now, how did I guess that?
Oh, don't tell me. You like them.
No, actually, they're very repetitious, but some of them are okay.
Okay. How can you call garbage like that okay?
It is not rape. It is not murder. And if people want to watch it, they have a right to. This is America.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
So what, we ban it because Mary Beth Lacey doesn't like it?
I don't understand how other people like it either.
Why not? Because it doesn't happen in a bedroom in Queens under the sanctity of holy matrimony.
Wait a minute.
Well, who appointed you God? I mean, what made you the arbiter of everybody else's morals?
That's not what I meant, Christine.
Well, you could have fooled me.
It is not a victimless crime. That's all I'm trying to say. It degrades women. It degrades everybody.
So don't look at him.
I can't avoid it. It's everywhere you look. It's on billboards and TV ads. Half-naked women being used to sell everything from cars to cola. Sexual merchandising. Buy our product, and you might get the woman, too. It stinks, and I don't like it, and you shouldn't like it either.
You finished?
Yeah, for the moment.
Good. I'm going home. Good night.
The dog was with you in your cab?
Well, yeah, we lied together, a little extra protection. So I start to let Albert do his business, and the next thing I know, he's sparking bloody murder.
Well, did you see who shot at him?
I didn't even look. I thought Albert was dead.
Well, all right, Mr. Gurwitz. We'll canvass the area for witnesses.
59th Street, Lexington. You got 200 people you can talk to.
Close your eyes.
Voila.
There, say. That's a croissant. That's nice.
They're much better, of course, in Paris.
You know the same is true with bagels? No, I mean that they don't taste the same outside of the city of New York. It's the water.
Have you ever been to Paris?
Me? No. Harv and I, we've been to Florida, Atlantic City, the Jersey Shore. That's about it.
Tell me, where do you get your hair done? How do you say, designed?
Done. We say done. Little place on Casino Boulevard.
It's very alluring.
Hi. Mr. Benoit just brought me a croissant.
Wasn't that nice? Good morning, Mr. Benoit.
Good morning, Detective.
Oh, that's okay. I'll get it. Detective Lacey, 14. Who? What, sir? Slow. Just talk slower, sir. Yeah. Talk slower, sir. What? Well, did you look closely? Okay, all right. Just sit tight. Don't touch anything. We're on our way. Yeah. Remember that apartment we were at yesterday?
732 Clinton.
Yeah. The tenant called. There's a naked man in the doorway of apartment 102.
What's he doing?
Nothing. Just laying there, face down, not moving.
Fascinating.
All right, moving along here. Back up, Marshal.
Detectives Cagney Lacey. Anything?
Well, nothing on the surface. No bullet holes, knife wounds, or bruises.
Identifying marks.
Well, the best I can do for you is an abdominal scar, right side.
Give us a call after you work him up, will you?
You got it.
They even took the sheets.
Won't take him long to desperate prints in here.
We should have made the call, Christine. We could have prevented this.
Maybe. He could have died of natural causes.
Well, come on, he was naked.
So?
So they were making pornographic movies here. Yesterday, remember? People and movie cameras and lights. What happened to everybody? Where'd they all go? How come nobody bothered to call an ambulance?
I think the answer to that's pretty obvious, Mary Beth.
I don't think it's so obvious.
Come on, we'll talk to the super.
It's like nothing ever happened. Like we imagined the whole thing.
So what'd the landlord say?
Said he paid for the rent with cash a month in advance.
You get a name?
J.D. Salinger.
Did you run it?
It's a phony, sir. Salinger was a writer who was very hot in the 50s.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bert!
Yeah.
Hello, Bert. Cagney and,
Lacey.
Lacey, right. How we doing with our observer?
Got him observing, this Detective Isbecki on a dog case.
Oh, that's good, good. Bread and butter police work, yeah. You know, speaking of bread and butter, why don't we have our two ladies take them out to lunch? You know, I mean, someplace typically New York. We'll pick up the tab.
Well, we're kind of busy at the moment, Mr. Daniels.
Come, I'm sure it can wait an hour, Lacey.
I'm Cagney.
Cagney, right. Look, I want this guy to go back to Paris with a really good picture of how this department operates, you know?
Going to lunch isn't precisely police work, Mr. Daniels.
It is in Paris, believe me. Those people know how to live. You know, when I was over there in '81 with the chief, I put on 5 pounds. They have got pastries there that are lethal.
Daniels, could we talk?
Yeah, sure, Bert.
please?
Keep up the good work,
Sorry,
girls.
not just. We are up to our ears.
How do you like that?
You get ordered to lunch. So why don't you go?
I don't want to go. I feel guilty going out with the guy.
Come on, what is wrong with having lunch with the guy?
I was about to say I feel guilty going out with the guy when we have this John Doe thing to follow up.
I'll handle John Doe.
You're the one that talks French.
You're the one who thinks he's cute. He seems to be very taken with you.
Heads you go, tails I go.
You go.
2 out of 3.
You are a police officer. If he gets out of line, you cuff him, read him his rights. If he offers you a cognac in his hotel room, play it by ear.
Uh-huh. You want some onions? You like onions?
No, I like
Oh,
onions.
good for you. Here.
Onions, I know.
And, is that enough? Good. Thank you.
You come here often?
Only when I can get table. So, Mr. Benoit, how you like New York so far?
Call me Eve. And what is your name?
Mary Elizabeth.
Very pretty name. Almost as pretty as you.
You have a family in France?
I have 2 daughters and a wife. Would you like to see a photo?
Oh, no. Here, let me take this here.
Oh, thank you. Voila.
Are those your daughters?
Catherine and Agnes.
Oh, they're adorable.
My wife's name Marie-Louise.
She's very lovely.
Thank you. We have, what do you say, an understanding. You see, thank you. She has a lover in New Eve. She sees every Tuesday evening.
How interesting.
You and Henry,
Harvey.
Avi.
Harvey.
Do you, perhaps, you have an understanding too?
Hot bowls Tuesday nights.
Oh, fascinating.
Heart attack? Are you gonna write it up as natural causes?
No. Very fun.
Oh, I see.
I gotta get to work.
Okay, look, we'll get back to you if we get a make on him. Yeah. Thank you. Hello. Hiya. That was the medical examiner's office. The boy died of a heart attack precipitated by an overdose of amyl nitrate.
Did he have a heart condition, or was he just doing poppers?
There was no previous heart condition according to his report.
Okay, that's something. We got something. Let's talk to somebody in Vice.
We got nothing.
A man makes an illegal movie. He ODs on a drug that's supposed to be prescribed to heart patients and winds up dead. He's left all alone in an apartment, and nobody lifts a finger to help him, Christine. There's a crime here somewhere.
Not according to the statute book.
All right, we got a dead John Doe, huh?
Wait a minute. What if somebody forced him to take the poppers? Then we got murder.
Okay, but we still have to talk to the people that were making that movie.
Okay, so we go talk to Vice.
That's what I said.
Come on.
Isn't that what I just said?
No, what we've got here is a $5 billion a year underground industry. You got cash transactions, no records, dummy corporations, tax shelters, things of that type.
Who makes these films, Sergeant?
Most of it's mob finance, but not all. I've traced some of it to straight investors who don't care where the money comes from.
We're trying to ID a John Doe who was acting in one of the films.
Not easy. Most of these people don't use their real names. Some of these characters have got a dozen aliases.
The man overdosed on amyl nitrate.
Could someone have forced him to take the popper?
Hard to prove.
Yeah, but I mean, it happens, doesn't it?
It happens. Some of these directors will do anything to get a film shot.
Can you help us, Sergeant?
Maybe. I'll run some of the films for you. A lot of these actors work over and over again. If you see see somebody recognized, we'll match him to the film. We got files on most of the distributors. Excuse me.
Well, we appreciate your help, sir.
I gotta warn you, though, there's not a hell of a lot of close-ups on their faces.
Thank you.
Pretty monotonous, isn't it?
Who's the guy?
His name on the credits is Randy Studd. He also works under the name of Johnny Hunk. His real name is Stanley Perlmutter. We collared him twice. He walked both times, First Amendment.
What do you think, Chris?
It isn't him.
Look at him. He's so indifferent. It's like it was another day at the office or something.
To him it is. $100 a day, maybe a little coke on the side.
I'm going outside for a minute, okay? How you doing? Can you freeze that? Hey, you want to come and take a look? I think I found the woman.
And how much money have they in all that's 12 cents? Discover a way they can get 6 pennies from the 12 cents.
Who is it? Linda Mack?
Yeah?
Police.
You might remember us from yesterday. 732 Clinton.
What is it?
We want to talk to you, Mrs. Mack.
Look, that's my daughter over there.
Would you be more comfortable talking back at the station?
All right. Come in. don't you go in my room, watch TV? Come on, it's okay. Sit down.
Thank you. Fractions, huh? I got a kid in the 4th grade, too.
What is this?
Mrs. Mack, one of the men that you were with in that apartment yesterday, he turned up dead this morning.
He OD'd on poppers. Died of a heart attack.
Nobody called an ambulance or a doctor. He was found laying in the doorway.
Anybody force him to take those poppers?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
How come?
Because I finished my work on that film yesterday.
So what did they do today?
I don't know. I was in rehearsal all day for another film. They probably got somebody else to work with him.
Do you know who he was?
Bill something. I don't think that was his real name. I never worked with him before.
What about the director? Do you remember his name?
Jam Jack. I don't know. I met him at a party a couple of weeks ago. Look, what do you want from me?
We want to find out the circumstances of the man's death.
Well, I wasn't there. So I don't know, okay?
Chase for fuck, will you? So you got the name of the porno distributor. So you go after him. Then what do you get, huh? At the very best, a very shaky criminal negligence homicide. If you can prove foreknowledge on his part. Remember, the guy wasn't on the premises when it happened.
I would still like to serve him, sir.
Okay, so you serve him. Then what, huh? 2 years from now, you get to go to court. Half the witnesses are out of state. And you got some little assistant DA at 25 grand a year arguing liability against an entire hutsy-tutsy law firm that this guy's probably got on retainer. Then what?
Then we will have done our job, sir.
Hey, what's the matter with this machine? Thanks, Josie. Lacey, why don't you help out his Becky and Petrie on the dog case?
Oh, that's their collar, sir.
That's very funny. Their collar. Funny.
Unintentional, sir. Mary Beth.
I think our John Doe just got a name.
Yeah?
Missing person sent him over.
What, the parents?
Mr. and Mrs. Harris. Their son Norman has not called them in a week.
Description match.
Right down to the appendectomy scar.
Oh, Lord. How old was he?
19. Honor student at Brooklyn College, captain of the swim team. And his parents say that he did a little acting when he had some time.
Magnolia Fighter Rosales. Excellent specimen.
Gorgeous.
And therapeutic. Pliny the Elder lists 32 remedies for common illnesses made from rose petals.
Who gave it to her?
Harvey.
Chateau Pyrigode 66.
It's hardly Harvey style.
Morning.
Morning.
Hiya. Hi. Look what someone left on your desk. Probably one of your many admirers got the wrong desk. It's got a note. It's in French.
Want me to translate it?
No. No, thanks.
Lacey, want to serve the porno distributor?
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Thank you, sir.
So, do it.
Thank you, sir. That's good. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Another witness to interview us, Becky?
You know I love your little red leash. You look good in red. Sit. I'll write it up, all right? Good. Muffin. M-U-F-F.
Victor, what are you doing?
Victim profile report. I-N.
Where's the owner?
She's out parking a car.
Victor, you losing it?
Yeah, Muffin. What went down out there?
What is this garbage? Huh?
It's a judgment against you, Mr. Belden. Reckless endangerment and negligence.
You gotta be kidding.
A young man died making one of your films, Mr. Belden.
And you want to go against me on that?
Yes, sir.
Lots of luck.
As the distributor, you can be held liable for criminal negligence homicide.
Sure. Listen, you want to serve me for conspiracy to distribute obscene material, you at least got a court date. See this? 24 obscenity judgments. Every one of it's going to be thrown out. But this baby, here, this isn't even going to trial.
We'll let the district attorney's office decide that.
Oh, they're going to love this one. Criminal negligence homicide. What are you?
Who supplies you with the films, Mr. Belden?
I don't have to answer that question.
We can subpoena that information.
You want subpoenas? I got a drawer full of them, too.
Do you want us to have organized crime look into this?
Oh, come on. Does this look like a mob operation? They take better care of their people. Listen, ladies, I'm going to do you a big favor. I'm going to save you a lot of time. Mermaid Productions is legit. 100%. You want to subpoena my books? Be my guest. They're clean enough to eat off of.
We want to locate the people that were making a film for you yesterday at 732 Clinton.
Why, you want to go watch your little baby?
You pay these people, don't you?
I paid them very well.
Okay, so you have records, employee forms, W-4s.
You want W-4s? Yesterday was payday. Here. I got a drawer full of them, too. IRS had me down for a tax audit and came through with flying colors. My tax returns are clean enough to eat off of.
Congratulations.
Want to check my restrooms?
I'm sure they're very clean, Mr. Belden.
Vincent Maslovsky, 789 West 43rd. He's a director?
He likes to call himself a director. Between you and me, he's a flake.
Who's this guy?
Carpenter.
Oh, what's he do?
Electrician.
This guy here?
Calls himself an actor.
This one here?
Calls himself a grip.
Yeah, and?
That's the grip's friend.
The grip's friend, who's that?
It's a cousin of the grip, the first grip.
You got two grips on this?
Mary Beth.
You got actors
We
here?
got more actors. At the bottom, you got actors. You got actors, you got actresses, you got all kinds of people.
At the bottom, you got actors. Okay, all right.
Well, it happened so suddenly. We're right in the middle of the scene, and this guy, he starts gasping for breath. All of a sudden, he just keels over. I mean, just like that. We thought he was kidding.
Why didn't you get a doctor? Call an ambulance.
He was dead.
Mr. Maslovsky, if he was dead, how the hell did he drag himself halfway out a door?
Look, I don't know. We panicked. Nobody said a word. We just folded up our tents and we split.
And left him there to die.
No, I told you. I thought he was already dead.
Whose idea was it for him to take the poppers?
Not me.
No, not to make you film a little better?
Look, I don't do drugs.
I didn't ask if you did drugs. I asked if someone forced him to do it.
Look, I didn't tell him to take the Amy's, and I'm not responsible.
Who is?
I'm only a filmmaker here. I just stand behind the camera, say action, and cut. Lady, I don't participate in it. All I do is film it.
Oh, I get it. He don't participate. He just photographs it.
Look, I'm an artist. I don't make value judgments.
You made a value judgment, Miss Maslovsky. You decided Norma Harris was dead. You left him on the floor. That's a value judgment.
Why don't you give me a break, huh? Why don't you both give me a break? Because I really don't even need this type of hassle now. I mean, if you knew how difficult it was to get to try to shoot a film, I am talking about any film.
Who else was there?
My electrician, I had my sound man, I had two grips, and I had the co-star.
Fine, I'd like their names and their addresses.
But I don't have them because nobody uses their real names.
This film you're editing, is this from Tuesday?
Yeah. Listen, would you like to see a little bit? There's a fabulous close-up here. Ooh. Listen, what I did was, I backlit her face, see? To bring out the cheekbones. Now.
We've seen enough, thank you.
Wait, we haven't seen the camera move yet. All right, now.
Yesterday?
Yeah. I come in real tight, my whole frame. Now.
She was there Tuesday. Let's go talk to her tomorrow. Mary Beth, we served Belden with a judgment. We know what happened. The kid was not forced to take the poppers. It's over.
It's not over. I want to know how come she lied to us.
Because she's like a lot of people we have to deal with in this business. She just didn't want to get involved. Listen, will you do me a favor and take the car back to the precinct? Sign me out, huh? Maybe I can still salvage my dinner there.
Yeah, okay, but I'm going to see Linda Mack in the morning.
What is it with you? Is it some personal vendetta? Hey, taxi!
Hey, who's the one that's always saying, make the collar, make the collar?
We made the damn collar, Mary Beth. We served the papers. We can't be responsible for the morality of everybody in this city.
I'm not a
taxi!
I'm not a prude, Christine. You know that? I think sex is beautiful and important, and I want it to be beautiful, and I package it sold like some sack of potatoes. And I'm sick of this victimless crime thing. We got a lot of victims here, Christine. I mean, maybe Norman Harris is the only one that died, but Linda Mack has got a little child, doesn't know what a mother does for a living. That's a victim, Chris. And Victor Isbecki's off duty. Victor Isbecki's a victim if he thinks that all a woman wants is something in tight pants. Every poor slob that plunks down his $5 and thinks what he sees on a porno screen is what a woman wants in bed that's a victim. You're a victim. We got a lot of victims, okay? I got a crazy idea. I want to keep going on the thing until somebody can look me in the face and tell me how come nobody called the paramedics when the kid is lying on the floor dying of a heart attack. So you with me here? Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Have a good time, huh? I'll see you tomorrow.
Oui, chérie, j'étais très occupé. Figure-toi, je n'ai pas un moment libre depuis mon arrivée. Ah, mais non. Je t'assure, mon chou, je ne pense que à toi. Well, mon ange.
Hiya. I know, Harvey. I know. I got hung up on this porno thing. Yeah. I already signed out, okay? Yeah, keep the lasagna warm. Okay, love you.
Bonsoir.
Oh, hi.
Is Harry bowling tonight?
Harvey. No, he's home. He's keeping my lasagna warm.
For the coincidence, I was just speaking to my wife in Paris.
Oh, must be kind of late in Paris now.
Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. She's keeping the lasagna warm for me as well. We have an old saying in France. Marriage is so difficult that it takes 3 people to make it work.
You don't say.
You know, I have not yet taken a horse and buggy ride in Central Park. It's a lovely evening. It's a touch of spring in the air. I must be with you tonight.
Oh, Eve. I never thought anybody would say that to me.
I cannot believe that no one has ever said that to you before.
Oh, Eve. You got the wrong lady. And on top of that, your timing is crummy.
Yeah, crummy?
Crummy. Crummy is an American word for the type of case I'm on. Anyways, thank you very much. You were so nice. Thank you for the flower and the French. And I gotta go now. Vaya con Dios.
Confident the lasagna will still be warm when you get home.
Oh, no, I don't like it heated up. It dries out. Cheese on top gets kind of rubbery.
Pity. Really is much better the next day.
Mrs. Mack? Who is it? Detectives Cagney and Lacey.
Leave me alone.
Open the door, ma'am, or we'll come back with a warrant. What happened to you? Tell us about the beating.
Just another scene. Got out of hand. Director kept telling the guy more and more. Wouldn't cut the camera.
Maslowski?
No. We wrapped that film yesterday. Different film, different director.
And you couldn't stop it?
I tried. But he kept telling the guy to hit me harder and saying, beautiful, beautiful.
Dear God.
It's gonna sell a lot of tickets.
Miss Mack, why did you lie to us about Tuesday?
I don't even remember Tuesday.
It was the day Norman Harris died.
I gave him CPR, but it didn't work.
So you did do something?
Didn't do any good, so we just got the hell out of there.
Was the camera rolling through all of this?
I don't know.
Well, what do you know? Can you tell us anything?
No, that's it.
Let's get out of here. Let me ask you something. Are you gonna file charges against the guy who beat you up? We can get the director, too.
That'd be the last time I ever worked in this business.
You mean you're just gonna let yourself get beat up and pretend like business as usual?
You want to pay my rent?
Mrs. Mack, can I ask you something? You have a young daughter. What are you gonna tell her about this?
I'll tell her I got mugged.
You got worse than mugged, lady. A man assaulted you, and another man photographed it. And other men and women are gonna sit in a movie theater and watch that. Well, how do you feel about that? Okay? How do you feel about this? Someday, some guy sees your film, and he thinks, that's what women really want. And he walks out of that theater, and he rapes your daughter.
You leave my daughter out of this.
She's in it, Mrs. Mack, whether you like it or not. We all are.
You could bring charges against these people. You could make a difference.
It's not going to stop it.
So, Linda, do you like being raped today?
I wasn't raped.
Really?
I was just beaten up.
You were raped, lady. You submitted to something. Against your will, you were raped.
I got paid for it, didn't I?
Lucky you. Now, what happens next time when the director doesn't yell cut and the guy beats you to death? Now your kid is an orphan. How much money is that worth to you?
Mom. Mom, what happened? Did you hurt her?
No, Jesse. They're cops. It's okay. Mommy's fine. I just had a little accident.
That is one tough lady.
I don't understand how she can live with it.
Forget it, Mary Beth.
No, I can't forget it, Christine. See, I go home every night. And no matter how bad a day it was, I think, well, at least we took a little inch of crud off the city. I mean, of course, it'll be back tomorrow. But at least we're treading water. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like the crud is winning.
Want to talk about it?
No.
You've been walking around here all night like you want to slug someone.
I'm tired, Harv. I'm gonna go to sleep.
You want me to make you feel better?
No.
Guaranteed, and we don't have to say a word.
I said no, Harv. No means no.
No doesn't always mean no.
Well, tonight it means no.
It's this porno case, huh? Yeah. Hey.
I don't want to talk about it, Harv.
Did you make a collar?
Did you hear me, Harv? I said I don't want to talk about it. No means no.
Hey, so I get shut out here, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Please, Harv, would you just get over your side of the bed?
Come on, a little hug, maybe. What do you say?
No, Harv, nothing. Just get over your side of the bed and go to sleep, okay?
Good night.
These witness statements from the supermarket holdup, they're all contradictory.
Yeah, I know. Let's go and re-question the employees. It's been nearly a week.
Yeah, maybe someone's memory got better.
Maybe.
I'll look after yourself. I'm afraid I have to say goodbye.
Oh, so soon.
I've business in Paris tomorrow.
Well, bon voyage.
Thank you. Farewell, Mary Elizabeth.
So long, Eve.
Perhaps some other time, some other place?
I don't think so, Eve, but I hope that Marie Louise kept a lasagna warm for you.
Will you please tell Herbert that he is a very lucky fellow?
I'll do that.
Herbert? The dog collar.
Looks like a pretty tough customer.
Well, to use your expression, Mary Beth, maybe we got one up on the crud today.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky today. Maybe. Maybe some guy in that supermarket woke up this morning with a complete description of the perp.
Yeah, maybe he'll do all the paperwork for us, too.
And maybe the bad guy will go directly to jail.
That'd be nice.
Yes.
Could you please tell me where I might find Detectives Cagney and Lacey?
Maybe we're two up on the crud.
You do not have the right to waive an entrance to the clinic. You everyone back up. Abortion is not murder. It's not even a person yet.
Tell that to your belly.
My belly is my business.
An explosion ripped through the West Side Women's Clinic.
Oh, we were there yesterday.
I thought that you would see it as an act of heroism, like bombing the gas chambers at Dachau.
Boy, this is some conversation for somebody who once wanted to be a nun.
It's getting a little personal.
That's okay. It is personal.
What are you, so hot to kill babies? What about her?
5 months. Come on, we'll all go up together. Go ahead and do it, baby killer.
Talking about that biological time clock.
She can't wait forever, Victor. If she wants kids, she'll have to start soon.
I never thought Bon Bon would turn on me like this.
Women, Victor, they can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she'll change her mind.
Nah, too late. I've lost her. I can't believe she dropped me for a CPA who wants to tie the knot. I mean, really, what can this guy possibly offer her that I can't?
Marriage, love, commitment.
Okay, but what
I
else?
think the important word here is tact.
I'm handling it.
We all have to work together.
What do you think I'm gonna do, break both his legs?
You look like you're revving yourself up for it.
Fine.
Oh, boy. Oh, my informant in
He was
here.
walking down Fifth Avenue. He had an ounce of coke in his pocket. What do you
Oh,
want me to
don't
do,
give
Sergeant?
me
Want
that
to
ounce
turn
of
the other
coke
way?
routine. You brought him in here to get information on O'Farrell. He did not want to talk to you.
But he did.
You messed with my informant. Now, if anything happens to him out on the street, I'm the one who hears about it, not you.
Don't worry about that, Sergeant, because I have already got you covered.
Got me covered, kid. Me covered.
Cagney, come here. I want to talk to you a minute. Yeah. Hey, come here. No, we'll talk over here.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning.
Waiting for you.
What? Oh, yeah, Cagney, you see the lady at the door there? Well, she was outside the station house, scared to come in here.
Why, what's the problem?
Well, she went to a clinic this morning, and demonstrators prevented her from entering.
What, an abortion clinic?
A woman's clinic. It doesn't make any difference whether she wanted an abortion or whether she wanted to go in there to have a wart removed from her baby toe. She shouldn't have to explain it to anybody out in front.
Yes, Lieutenant.
All right, so I want you to take Mrs. Herrera over there, escort her into the clinic, and I want you to get some uniforms over there as backup.
Yes, sir.
No, Lacey, you stay here, finish up the paperwork on Chandler's case.
With respect to, does this have to do with me being pregnant?
Well, you know, this is not an ordinary situation. I want to keep a lid on this because abortion demonstrations, they can, you know, blow out of control fast. It could be dangerous.
That's right, Mary Beth.
With respect again, sir, you said you were going to have uniforms there in case there was any trouble, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking more, Lacey, about your condition, you know. It could provoke these people more.
Or it might help, so you never know. I would like to assist Mrs. Herrera.
All right, but be careful and be tactful, the both of you. You hear? You make those people understand that they have no right to interfere with anybody coming in or going out. Clear?
Thank you, sir. Tactful.
Morning.
Hey, Dad. How's it going?
Well, same old grind. It's good to see you, son. It's been a long time.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, well, like I say. So what are you doing with yourself now, huh? You still waiting on tables over at that spaghetti joint?
It's one of the best Italian restaurants in New York, Dad.
That's good. Save some money. Put yourself back into school.
Well, plans are a little on hold right now, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Dad. I got married.
Congratulations.
I just wanted you to know.
Well, that's very good. Thanks. Glad you wanted me to know. I would have been just as happy to hear about it before it happened.
I knew you'd be angry. Look, let's just get the whole thing out in the open,
Yeah,
okay?
let's do that.
First of all, she's not Jewish.
Okay.
I met her at the restaurant. She was the cashier. She needed to support herself after her divorce.
Oh, well, I like this. I'm punch drunk already, kid. What, you got some more news for me?
Uh-huh. She's 6 years older than I am.
Whew, okay. I'll tell you that. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Hey, what the hell? I'm on the ropes already. Come on. Keep it coming. It's got to be something else, huh? I know what. You got her in trouble, too, right?
Oh, what's the use? You're always going to think the worst.
Hey, wait a second. What do you expect of me?
That's why you weren't at the wedding.
Devil worshiper. All right, you want to back up here? All right, let's clear an entrance to the clinic, please. You all have a right to demonstrate. You do not have the right to block an entrance to the clinic. You everyone back up.
You are a woman. You are carrying your own child. How can you help murder unborn babies?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm an officer of the law, and this lady's going inside.
No, stop and think about what you are doing before it is too late.
Move away, lady. You heard
Police,
me.
you have
Do
to
not
have
the officer of the law.
There are other options, dear. We can offer you adoption agencies. Officer. My name is Arlene Cranshaw, and yours is?
Sergeant Cagney for the 14th.
Cagney. Did they send you because they thought women police would be less inflammatory?
I'm just doing my job, lady.
Sergeant, human beings are being murdered in there every day.
I'm not here to debate.
When you let that woman through, you enter the discussion.
I'm doing my job.
Your job is to protect the innocent. And what could be more innocent than a baby who is being murdered in that building?
That is your opinion and that's your business, but you have no right to bully people on the street.
Look, Sergeant, if you were in Nazi Germany and you saw lives being taken by the thousands, wouldn't you do everything in your power to stop that?
I want you 8 feet from the door of this clinic. All right, now let's go. There
We
you
are doing something about it, Sergeant! Sergeant! We refuse to look the other way.
8 feet.
They're so worried about the unborn. What about the babies that are already here? Do you think those people were picketing City Hall when daycare funding was cut?
I understand how you feel, Doctor.
Hey, I don't need your empathy. I need your protection. It's hard enough for a woman to face an abortion. She shouldn't have to walk through that harm. Well, it's like living in a war zone, and it has gotten to me. What month are you in?
5th.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You got a ring on your finger. You got a good paying job. lot of the women that come in here aren't so lucky.
Yes.
Would you mind dropping me off at 121st Street? I don't want to have to explain anything to my husband.
Doesn't he know you went to the clinic today?
He doesn't even know I'm pregnant. He's on disability. You know, men, when they're not working.
Miss Herrera, wouldn't it be easier if you two came to this decision together?
Is that 121st one way?
No, just drop me off at the corner. They can make me have this baby. I see my friends, my age. They have babies. They can't work, they can't go to school. The only thing they can do is watch TV all day.
Will your husband be able to go back to work?
Who knows when? I don't want to be on welfare. I want to finish business school. I'm studying to be a court stenographer.
Oh, now there's a good job. Good pay. Maybe we'll see you in court sometime. Mrs. Herrera, if you need assistance going back to the clinic, you call us, okay?
Going to the clinic today for the examination was against everything I was brought up to believe. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Miss Herrera, you need to talk to somebody. Talk to your husband.
Let's go.
Talk to a friend. But don't let those people yelling at you make you afraid, all right? Take it easy. This is what I thought it would be when I signed on. Protecting people who don't have anybody. This is one of the days I feel very good about the job. Something the matter? What are we running here? A taxi service? Going out tonight, Chris?
Stores are open late.
New dress. New shoes.
Whatever I find. I don't know.
Chris, the woman is entitled to make up her own mind about her own body.
Marybeth, please don't lecture me. I live what you're talking about.
Pardon?
I was raised Catholic. This is a hard one for me.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you do?
Women like Mrs. Herrera are wrong. They don't have a right to make their own decisions.
I didn't say that. But there are other choices besides abortion.
No one should tell Mrs. Herrera to have a child she doesn't want.
You're right. Marybeth, I am pro-choice. You know I've never led my life any other way. But that doesn't mean I'm also pro-life.
So you're on everybody's side? You have to take a stand on this one, Christine. Otherwise, you're walking the fence.
Okay, I'm walking the fence.
How would you feel if you were raped and you got pregnant?
Oh, I don't know. It'd depend on the guy.
Oh.
Well, please. That is the most stupid thing you've ever asked me.
Okay. Let's forget about rape victims and teenage girls and women carrying around severely
I
damaged
don't forget.
children.
I do not forget anyone.
What if it was you, Christine? A 38-year-old woman having to conspire with her doctor to commit a crime. That's humiliating. And what if they change the law back and you don't have a choice anymore?
Let's stop. I'd hate it, all right? I'm just trying to tell you my feelings. I don't know when it's murder.
Abortion is not murder. It's not even a person yet.
Well, tell that to your belly.
My belly is my business. Same as Mrs. Herrera's belly is her business.
I don't want to argue anymore, okay, Marybeth? For the record, no one should take away anyone's right to make their own choices about anything. But this one feels wrong. Let's stop.
All right, abortion is wrong, but birth control isn't. You do use birth control, Christine.
Nobody's perfect.
And flex. Good. Okay, back down to the side. Easy, easy. All the way down. Hold it. Good. Back up slowly.
Listen to this, Mary Beth.
Stretch it out. Point your toes.
The Skylar Boyer recommends putting babies in warm water immediately after birth because, I quote, the fluid suspension most closely approximates the watery walls of the womb.
You're not giving birth to a mermaid, Harv.
This other doctor goes even further. He delivers babies underwater in a tank of dolphins.
Not bad, Harvey. You take the boys to the aquarium and kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
I think you can at least keep an open mind, Mary Beth. I mean, these doctors have done lots of research.
Me too. This is my 3rd baby. Can any of them top that?
I wish it was tomorrow.
Me too.
I wish I could have seen the boys born.
Me too. At least with Michael, I was awake. But that one doctor, remember? He told me when I went to bear down, stop. He said he'd do all the work. This time, no shots, no spinal, no nothing. Not gonna miss a minute of this.
Around 5 this morning, an explosion ripped through the West Side Women's Clinic. Experts
Yeah,
from the
well, we
bomb
can
squad
forget about
say
the
that
dolphins.
they have
You and me,
evidence of an
kid, that's all we need here.
It appears that a vagrant, seeking out the warmth of a subway grate, settled down for a night's sleep
Oh,
only
we were there
yards from the
yesterday.
building. Firemen found the man unconscious, severely burned. He is now in the critical care unit at Mount Sinai. Morning news break will continue after this.
I used to see that old bum out there. Once we left some blankets for him. How is he?
Very badly burned. They don't know if he's gonna live.
Right to life, huh?
There's been nothing to establish a connection.
You looking for something in particular, Doctor?
Yeah, I want to make sure all my files are destroyed. Sometimes when this has happened at other clinics, they come back, look for records so they can harass the patients.
Yesterday you said you had reported previous threats. Could you give us some specifics, sir?
Look, I appreciate your support, but I hope you don't mind my sarcasm. But don't you think it's a little bit late?
I know you're angry, Doctor.
Angry? You just look through some of these records. We had 12-year-olds, children, who came here pregnant. Now, what brand of compassion forces a child, hell, anyone, to go through an unwanted pregnancy?
Well, apparently there are people who disagree with you.
Yeah, well, that's hard to see when you stand in my shoes. It wasn't that long ago I'd see women who had literally mutilated themselves. They were that desperate.
You're under no obligation to speak to the police. I advise you to order them off the premises.
Then they'll think I have something to hide. Now, please believe me when I tell you that bombings are not condoned by any legitimate pro-life organization. Extremists who resort to violence only set our cause back. We condemn any violent incident in support of our cause.
Oh, really? I thought that you would see it as an act of heroism, like bombing the gas chambers at Dachau.
Mrs. Crenshaw, your group was demonstrating in front of that clinic. What we want is a list of the people that were there, as well as a copy of your general membership roster.
Absolutely not. Not without a warrant, which I doubt you have.
Well, that's just a matter of time. If we have to get one, we will.
Unless you can show a specific connection, I doubt any judge will grant you access to general membership files. Arlene, I recommend that you refuse.
I'm sorry, I'd like to help, but not at the risk of having anyone in my organization harassed.
Harassed? You mean like screaming and taunting people?
Look, when you feel passionately about a moral issue, you don't always behave reasonably.
So you are not responsible if what you do incites others, is that correct?
No more than the civil rights marches. No more than the Vietnam protests. This is legitimate protest.
Not if it leads to bombing. Not if it leads to violence, no. You don't like the laws in this country, you vote to change them.
We'll keep in touch.
Number 23. You look good, Thelma. There's something different with your hair.
Oh, I'm letting it grow.
It's attractive.
Still working crazy hours?
Well, I finally got some extra men in.
Good.
So how come I still can't get out of the office before 1 o'clock in the morning, huh? So our boy went ahead and got himself married, huh?
Yes.
Were you graced with an invitation?
Yes, I was.
You were. Well, I tell you, if you wanted to take a slap at me, it was sure a pretty good shot.
Bert, he didn't want to hurt you. It was his day. He just didn't want you angry.
Well, what do you think? I wasn't going to be happy for him? So I married a girl that wasn't Jewish. What do you think I was going to do, huh?
She's Asian. Vietnamese.
She nice?
I think she'll be good for him.
You meet the family? Is there a mother? Is there a father? What do they do, come over on a boat?
They came over the same way your parents and my parents came over.
Oh, I didn't know it was a white.
Mr. Sawyers, we're required to coordinate with your office. We'd appreciate if you could tell us what the forensic report shows on the bombing, sir.
I have to apologize. I haven't pushed on that. I will.
Look, I got a full desk, too, all right? We'd also like access to your file of pro-life advocates arrested for violent demonstrations. Could we have that?
I'm sorry. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms doesn't keep that kind of file.
Since when?
Don't know if we ever did.
Well, I bet if it was a list of Vietnam War protesters, you'd have a file.
Obviously, Detective, you've mistaken me for someone who makes policy, rather than someone who simply works here. Not to change the subject, but that's a very attractive sweater you're wearing.
Oh.
Really very pretty.
Well, thank you.
Color highlights your hair.
So what you're saying is we're supposed to sit back and hope that the poor old vagrant doesn't die so that he can point out who planted the bomb. Is that correct?
I realize I may not be inspiring a lot of confidence here, but you're going to have to trust me. We've caught a number of these bombers in other states. We're going to find this one, too.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. We appreciate your help.
Okay. I say we file for a warrant on Arlene Crenshaw and her group. Judge what's-his-name owes this one, right? Engelbach? Right?
Yeah, fine. Listen, what do you think of Sawyers? Mary Beth, I do have a personal life, which at the moment is severely in the dumper.
Your choice of men never ceases to amaze me.
Sawyers doesn't make the decision about what files are kept or are not kept.
The man is a typical bureaucrat. He doesn't care one way or the other.
Maybe he's just trying to do his job, Mary Beth. You know, maybe he just doesn't let his personal feelings get in the way of how he goes about doing it.
Maybe so, Christine. Personal feelings do get in the way. You're right. Nice sweater.
Benny Radikowski.
Spell it.
I don't know how. See, I dropped out of school in the 5th grade.
Radakowski.
You colored him a few times.
3.
Maybe this time it'll stick.
There's a woman who's been waiting to see you over here.
Hi.
Rad.
I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of important things to do.
Mrs. Herrera, you doing okay?
I told my husband I was pregnant. First he cried, and then... I don't know. I need to talk to someone.
We could get you in touch with a family counselor.
I need to talk to someone now. Please.
Let's go see if one of the interview rooms is free.
All right, get this guy out of here.
They talked to her, try to get it.
All right. Petrie, I got some messages for you here.
Thank you.
How's Lauren?
It's better.
Yeah, measles can be tough on a kid. And of course, chickenpox is no barrel of monkeys. Well, you get the mumps.
That's the one you got to be careful about. It separates the men from the boys. Hey, Peter, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How's Claudia?
She doesn't have the measles.
No, I mean, is everything, okay between the two of you?
Coleman, is there any place you won't stick your nose?
Hey, you got a right to be mad at me. I opened up my big mouth. I made a joke about your wife. I was out of line. I apologize.
It's history. Forget it.
There's something else you got to know. This Becky never said anything to me you shouldn't have. I'm the one who deserves a flack here. I was just pulling your leg. How's I supposed to know it was going to come off of my hand?
Look, I know you didn't mean it. I'm working it through. It just takes time.
Time, yeah. Well, we got a lot of that, right?
All right.
Marcus.
First, you got the Manhattan Yellow Pages? She talked, I listened. She asked me to make an appointment for her at another clinic. Don't worry. I'll make it for after work.
Oi.
I'll take care of it.
Great.
First you call me a cab driver, now you're gonna tell me I'm a social worker, right?
I don't want to argue with you, Mary Beth.
The woman should not have to go through this alone.
14th Squad, Sergeant Cagney. The old vagrant who was hurt in the explosion just died.
The lieutenant wanted to know if you'd finished that report on the Chambliss case.
Yeah, sure.
Did you sign us up for Lamar's class?
It's every other Tuesday night, Hoff.
Well, forget ball tonight. We got a date with this little fellow.
Remember the old apartment on 68th Street?
Yeah?
We'd lay in the same bed and talk about what it'd be like to start a family, remember?
Yeah. I figured I'd never sleep late on Sunday morning again. What are you laughing at? I was right.
I'm the luckiest lady alive. I got my health back. I got you and the boys. I got new life in me. And this poor girl today, all she has is sadness and confusion. And everybody thinking they have the right to tell her what to do. Nobody to talk to. They had to come to some stranger in a station house.
That's what birth control's for. People shouldn't have kids if they can't take care of them.
Oh, Harv, who knows what she was dreaming would happen? I mean, it's easy to judge when it's somebody else you're talking about. It's different when it's you that's pregnant. You got nowhere to turn.
It's a long time ago, Mary Beth. It's over.
He was 19 years old, Harvey. I thought he was the man of my dreams. And for him, it was a little experiment and time to move on.
It was a bum, Mary Beth. Any guy that would not stand by you, make you go through that by yourself.
I couldn't tell anybody, not even my mother.
You did what you had to do.
Well, I wasn't going to bring a kid into this world without a father. That's too hard, never knowing your father.
I know, babe.
I snuck around like a criminal, got some guy's name. Somebody said he'd been a medic in the Army.
It's okay.
And one Sunday afternoon, I went to where he lived in the Bronx, this little room over a grocery. In the corner was a table, and he pointed to it. He said, lie down, like I was a dog. No better than a dog, Harv.
Okay, Mary Beth, you said
And
it.
you know, I almost let him do it to me. I stood there, and I thought about it. There's people that want us to go back to that, Harv.
It'll never be that way again.
It'll be exactly like that. The only reason I could walk away was because the money I'd saved for second semester. I made a choice right there. Take that money, go to Puerto Rico, have it done. My college money. I'm many women you think he butchered on that table off, huh? He was a kid, 11, 12 years old, the only one on the whole subway car to offer me his seat.
Well, somebody must be doing something right back home, huh?
Yeah, it kind of made my day.
Looks like you're on a roll.
Mrs. Crenshaw, what can we do for you?
That poor old man who died. My organization, no organization involved in the pro-life movement had anything to do with this bombing. I want my people exonerated.
Is your membership roster?
I trust that when you speak with these people, you will treat them with respect, and that when they have all been cleared, you will issue an apology. These people don't take life, they cherish it.
Yes, ma'am. We're looking for someone who might have participated in violent demonstrations, someone with a knowledge of explosives.
Could have sent this over into departmental mail. You didn't need to make a trip.
Oh, it really wasn't out of our way.
Must be the worst morning I've had in about 2 weeks.
Well, sorry to add to your workload.
What's one more emergency? I'll give it a priority.
I guess we're all overworked, actually. I don't know about you, but for me, there's barely enough time for a social life.
Tell me about it. My wife's birthday. I haven't even had a chance to get her a present.
Oh, really?
You know that sweater you were wearing the other day, that gold one? Where'd you get that?
Bloomies.
How soon can we pick that up?
Yeah, the computer's free. Just take a few minutes.
Great.
Well, that was for nothing.
Any suggestions?
Hit the streets, go down the list one by one.
Good. The old-fashioned method.
Maybe check with the forensics lab, see if they can tell us anything about the bomb.
Good plan, Christine.
Mm-hmm. Just tell me this one thing. Was I obvious? Hmm? Do I have to go through the rest of the day feeling like an idiot?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Sure you wouldn't worry. You're not the one who just made an idiot out of herself. Oh.
Simon and Garfunkel. Moody Blues. Tina when she was with Ike.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, this particular bomb had its heyday in the late 60s, early 70s, and I associate bombs with the music of the time.
So we're talking about radicals, late 60s, early 70s?
Usually just kids trying to blow up a draft induction center. This is a homemade device, easily constructed, and especially if you read the how-to book. Had diagrams and everything.
I remember that. That was even big at Barnard.
Yeah, did you see the sequel?
Which one?
How to Build a Nuclear Bomb? Oh, that's what wowed me. I mean, just after the time of Molotov cocktails and Cole Porter, but it's before Plastique and Disco. It's, you know, hard to believe that those were the good old days.
You look tired, Christine. Why don't you take a break?
I don't know. Let's just see Charlie tonight.
Well, go ahead. I can finish up these.
Nah, you don't have to.
No, Harvey took the boys to watch him bowl tonight. Plus, you've been covering for me the last couple of months.
You sure?
Yes, we are sure.
Thanks.
No problem.
And, sorry about what I said about your belly the other day. It's getting a little personal.
That's okay. It is personal.
It's tough stuff.
Yeah. Take it slow.
What are you doing here so late, Lacey?
Oh, just catching up on some paperwork, sir.
Why don't you take a load out? Come on to my office. I'll throw some pizza in the microwave.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I'm fine.
Well, you gotta keep your strength up.
Well, I'll be done here soon.
How about a cup of tea?
You want to talk to me or something, Lieutenant?
Yeah. If you got a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir.
Want to bring a cup? Matter of fact, I've got some very interesting tea. You know? It's very delicious. So, any leads on the bombing?
Oh, we've started interviewing the pro-life people, sir. We're down to the G's.
Are they being cooperative?
Yeah, they're okay. It's hard to believe they're the same people screaming on a picket line.
Yeah, well, you know, people are different when they're alone.
You want me to close the door, sir?
No, that's okay. Just sit down, make yourself comfortable.
Yes, sir.
This will just take a few seconds to warm up. Remember when I first got this thing? I finally learned how to use it. Well, now, I got some chamomile tea and some raspberry mint. You know, LaGuardia left me this when he retired.
Yes, sir. A chamomile, please.
Yeah, you like this too? Yeah, I prefer it. Couple of these stir sticks. And I think this should be warm enough right now, yeah?
Magic.
Yeah. Goes by fast, huh? Time?
Yes, sir. Too fast.
Yeah. You know, when Davy was born, first time I saw him, that's something I'm never gonna forget.
Well, I don't think there's anything compares to that, sir.
Kind of like time stands still, you know? It was bar mitzvah, I got married, and then we had a kid, and everything else seems to be a blur. I liked it when Davy was a baby.
Yeah, they can't talk back to you then.
No, that's not it, though. It's like Petrie, you know? You ever listen to him?
What do you mean about Lauren?
Yeah, she's going to be president. She's going to grow up to be a brain surgeon. His daughter. But that's it, you know? His daughter. She's going to grow up to be anything. Anything. What do you dream for your kids, Lacey?
Well, sir, Well, sir, I always think maybe Harv Jr. will become a professor. He's smart, you know. English or history. And he'd be safe someplace on a New England campus.
And Michael?
Oh, Michael is like his father. He's good with his hands. So someday maybe he and Harv Sr. will have their own contracting firm. You know, Lacey and Son. And Harvard show him the ropes, and then Michael take over, maybe. He'd be a good boss, Michael. Have people working for him.
That's nice, Lacey.
And the world is changing so fast, I don't know what to dream for this one here.
I always thought my kid was going to grow up to be a lawyer. Guess that's something that's not fair. It's selfish of me, because it's something that I never got to be.
You wanted to be a lawyer, sir?
Yeah, when I went to college, that's what I had in my mind, to be a lawyer. But, you know, we got married, and then baby came, and so I went after a civil service job, walking a beat.
And you didn't ever get to go back?
Well, I juggled classes for a while, but it was hard. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not sorry that we had Davy. No, sir. Just, it was hard, you know. It's tough to keep up the studies and make a living for us at the same time. The day that I quit, I promised myself that I would come back. You know? But it never happened. Now, my kid's got every opportunity to make something for himself. He chooses instead to wait on tables at a spaghetti joint.
That's funny. Parents spend their whole life hoping the kids will become independent. Then they become independent, and the joke is on the parents.
Yeah, that's funny.
Look, what do you, sir? What do you say?
Well, I tell you, I think you ought to talk to Samuels and see if you can get yourself taken off this case.
It's my job, Pop.
Big boys downtown, it's a lot of Irish at the top, you know. You know the way they feel, same as me. It is a mortal sin.
I'm investigating a bombing.
This whole thing makes me sick anyway. I mean, when abortionist used to be a dirty word. Just because the times have changed doesn't change anything, you know. It is still a mortal sin.
You so sure of that?
Frishy, that is the way I was taught, it's the way you were taught, and it's the way I believe. People a lot smarter than me spend a lot of time figuring this thing out.
Yeah, what if I was pregnant and I didn't want to marry the guy? Or he was married and I couldn't, I didn't want to raise the baby by myself?
We'd figure something out. I mean, when, you know, adoption, your brother, something.
What if I didn't want to?
Hey, what are you asking me with these questions for? I mean, it's not a man's problem, you know. Shh. That's not what I meant. What I meant was... Boy, this is some conversation for somebody who once wanted to be a nun. But it's not going to happen, is it? So please, it's your shot.
You ought to do something about that cough.
Good idea. Hey, Feeney, 2 more.
I wanted to see you, Davy.
What about? Let me introduce you. Mi Ling? This is my father.
It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise. Sure.
Weren't you coming?
Oh, no, I was just coming by to give you a present. It's a wedding present. I wrapped it myself. So your Baba's candlesticks. She used to use them for the Sabbath candles.
I remember.
Davy's grandmother was alive. She would say to you that they should bring this new home much happiness. And I wish you to use them in good health.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dad, why don't you come in?
Oh, no, I was,
Come on, stay with us for supper.
If it's not going to put you out.
Please stay. It's only corned beef and cabbage, but we would love to have you.
Corned beef and cabbage? Are you kidding? You know, I had a partner once who used to live on corned beef and cabbage.
Morning.
Morning.
You the landlord?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
We're looking for Emily Lazarus.
She moved over 2 years ago.
Yeah, we know that. She went to Excuse me, can you turn that down just while we talk? Thank you. Yeah, she moved over to 84th Street, but she doesn't live there anymore. We thought maybe you'd kept in touch.
We should do something wrong?
We just want to talk to her.
No offense, right? But what's in it for me?
Well, you got a choice. You could stay here and watch your putty dry, or you could go downtown with us. Miss the whole event.
Let me tell you something. That woman's a serious wacko. Always has been. Always into causes, demonstrations, getting into trouble ever since college.
You've known her a long time.
Yeah, we used to live together, you know? Back in the hippy-dippy days, you know?
Yes, sir.
Emily moved in with me right after I bought this place. I got her for a song. The maintenance is a killer. And then one day she says, I don't want to live in sin. I want a clean slate. So one morning she says, I'm going to change my name to Lazarus. You know, rising from the dead. All that Bible stuff.
She changed her name?
She used to be Emily Johnson back in the movement. We were going to change the world. Now I'm worried, can I change the washer and a tap?
Yes, sir. So you ever hear from her? Harvey's conspiracy theories are getting to you, see? It's not like this woman exactly is one of the Chicago 7. Why would they waste a file?
Ah, Christine. This one I call. Emily Johnson was involved in anti-government demonstrations. There will be a government file on her.
Central to Detective Car 418K.
Yes, Central. This is Car 418K.
The following information has been relayed by BHEF. Suspect Emily Johnson, alias Emily Lazarus, is known to this department under B number 583642. She has a history of being involved in prior activities, 6 arrests, no convictions on record, 10-4.
Car 418, 10-4. Don't gloat. I hate it when you gloat. We understand you were demonstrating in front of the clinic the day it was bombed.
Look, I don't think I have to answer any questions unless my lawyer is present.
That's fine. You're welcome to come down to the station house with us if you like.
If that's the way it has to be. Funny you're coming to arrest me.
Well, it's not an arrest, Miss Lazarus. We want to talk to you.
I don't suppose you're hauling in that doctor to talk to him, are you?
Emily, we're not here to debate an issue with you. Why don't we just get going? You can call your lawyer from the precinct, all right?
I think I'll call him now. He can meet us down there.
Don't hold it right there!
I have a bomb. Don't move.
Take it easy.
I have a bomb.
Just put that down.
This is a mistake. You're
Put it
making
down,
a
Emily.
mistake. Here, now put it down.
Lacey, get out of here.
I'm not kidding. I'm gonna do it.
Gremlin, think you don't want to hurt anybody.
Shut up. I'm gonna do this.
Lacey, I said get out of here.
Stop!
That's it. Hold on, Lacey.
Stay in here. Shut your mouth.
What are you, so hot to kill babies? What about hers? Huh?
Shut up!
What about hers? Look at here. 5 months. Want to kill us? 5 months here, huh? Come on, we'll all go up together. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead and do it, baby killer. Go ahead, do it! Oh.
Give me a break here, will you? Okay.
Attention, please. This is a police cordon area. Please keep this area clear. Help us out, please. Step back.
When are you taking Mrs. Herrera to the clinic?
Tonight. Her appointment is at 6.
Come off the curb, please. Please move back.
You better get going.
We have an arrest report to file.
It's okay, I'll do it.
You sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Terrific. Now you follow my orders.
I didn't know your niece was coming for a visit. Neither did I. What are you doing here?
I'm staying with a friend.
Your friend's a boy?
He's a man. Pete and I live together.
What do you do when one of your kids springs a big surprise on you?
My kids aren't old enough for that yet.
Why do you hate it that I want to be like you?
I don't. Bridget is a very stubborn child.
A niece of yours? You're kidding. I am trying to help you, damn it.
I don't want your help. I don't need your help.
I don't know what to do. Everything I think of seems wrong.
Welcome to parenthood.
Make a left. Let's do it. All right. Easy, easy. Yeah, I see it. How's that? Easy. All right, let it down. Okay, bring it down. Stand clear. Okay, cut it off. Good. Okay, drop that toe cam.
She reported her husband missing 2 days ago. A man in his 60s. The car matches her description. All I'm saying is, Lieutenant's going to want a positive ID. So we'll take Mr. Sikorsky to the morgue. I'm not the one you have to convince, Christine. Small caliber bullet back of the head. It's a dead giveaway, if you'll pardon the pun. Not your average homicide. What is?
You can look it up. Los Angeles has more beautiful women per square inch than any other city in America.
I didn't know your niece was coming for a visit. Neither did I.
You know, ever since Duke Wayne died, I've had this connection to the West.
Sometimes he even goes to Central Park just to smell the horses.
And Chris!
Hi! Hey!
How are you, Mrs. Lacey?
I'm fine. How are you? What are you doing here?
I'd say she's dressing up the place.
Well, it's about time somebody did. Somehow I feel the two of you have not solved all the crime in New York.
I think that's a gentle hint from our sergeant to get back to work. It was a real pleasure.
Well, let's talk horses sometime, okay?
It must be fun working with those guys.
Fun, yeah. Three-letter word doesn't describe it. What are you doing here?
When you came to L.A., you told me I should travel more, remember?
Is this it?
I'm staying with a friend.
Why didn't Brian tell me you were coming? I could have gotten tickets to a show and stuff.
Listen, I got to meet my friend in about 20 minutes, but we wanted to know if you would have dinner with us tonight.
Let me take you two out to dinner.
Nope, it's all settled. Dinner with us at 7:30.
Okay.
Great. Okay, well, the address is 617 Barrow Street.
All right.
That is in the village.
Right.
Number 5.
Okay.
So I'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, gosh, it's good to see you.
Oh.
Be careful out there.
Oh, and Chris, you know how my dad is, and I didn't want him to worry, so I told him I was staying with you.
Ray Jade. Christine, we have a message here. Mrs. Sikorsky, she wants to know if we found out anything about her husband. Mrs. Sikorsky, is this your husband? Is Matthew Thomas Sikorsky?
Yes, it's my father. Mama. Mom.
Very sorry, ma'am. Sikorsky had to be into something, Mary Beth. Mobsters only kill each other. He was murdered. Doesn't automatically make him dirty. And one we find he was. Just because he was in a union? Matt Sikorsky led his local. He had a lot of power. And a clean reputation. I'm telling you, we can link Sikorsky to organized crime. First, we've got to find out what they had on it. Can we start first thing in the morning? Fine. Fine? You're not going to huck me to work late? I'll even finish the DD5 on Sikorsky. Why? Because tonight, I think you should be home on time. Why? Because there's a surprise waiting. You know how I feel about surprises, like surprise baby showers. Mary Beth, you've been talking about your mother-in-law being sick and how you and Harvey have been running yourself ragged between the baby and the work. Yeah? Well, I missed your birthday last year, and you wanted me to buy the baby many presents, and, well, after all, she is my namesake. What exactly are you trying to tell me here, Christine? I am trying to tell you that you, Mary Beth Lacey, are the lucky recipient for the next week of a genuine English nanny. My treat. A nanny?
Audrey Lancaster, NBNA.
Excuse me?
NBNA, National British Nannies Association.
Oh, Mary Beth Lacey, NYPD.
Oh, yes, your husband told me you were a police officer. What an exciting occupation.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Mrs. Lancaster came over right after you left this morning. I thought it must be some mistake.
She's a present from Christine.
Yeah, I called the agency and found out. How about that, huh?
What is that you're feeding her?
It's my own special recipe. Whole wheat cereal, pureed prunes, and a touch of arrowroot for the digestion.
Oh, she never had arrowroot before, and prunes are not her favorite.
Well, she seems quite pleased with it, Mrs. Lacey.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, sweetheart.
You were right, Mrs. Lancaster. It was the square the hypotenuse.
Well, of course it was, Harvey. Geometry is simply a matter of logic.
Well, I guess I better start dinner.
Well, I'm not hungry, Mom.
Me neither. Mrs. Lancaster made us tea.
A cup of tea wrecked your appetite.
Yeah, it's what you call English high tea, Mary Beth. Tons of stuff to eat.
Like the army, a family marches on its stomach, and a good nanny makes sure everyone is well fed.
How come you never make scones, Mom?
Because I'm not exactly sure what scones are, Michael.
My dad called you? He called you at the police station?
I would have called him if he hadn't.
What'd he say?
He was not thrilled.
He said I could go to New York.
Mm-hmm. This summer with your mother.
With my mother. When you were my age, you were in Paris by yourself.
Yeah, well, I made the mistake of bringing that up, too.
It's not costing him anything. I'm spending my own money.
Bridget, your father is upset because you left without talking to him.
I left him a note. He didn't want to listen to anything I had to say.
So I gathered. So I told him to use the time you're here to cool off. And then when you go back, you two can straighten everything out.
I'm not going back. I'm not going back to L.A.
Well, Bridget, you can't stay with your friend forever.
Pete and I live together.
Your friend's a boy?
He's a man.
Well, you're 11 years old, for God's sake.
And Chris, come on. Besides, you're the one that got us together. Got me the wetsuit. I went surfing down at Balboa, and Pete's band was playing a gig down there. Sort of zoned in on each other. If a visit freaks my dad out, can you imagine what he'd say if I lived here?
How long did you plan on keeping this from him?
Well, I know he's going to find out eventually, but when he sees how happy we are, he's going to have to change his mind.
I don't think this is the best way to guarantee it.
I appreciate your advice, Aunt Chris. I really do. It's just, I think it's time I start making my own decisions.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Good session?
Yeah. It's okay. We still need a drummer who can stay in the groove.
This is my Aunt Chris I was telling you about. This is Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Yeah, hi, Chris.
We invited her to dinner, remember?
Look, I had Pete's at the studio. Eddie and Steve are coming over to rehearse.
Oh, no problem. We don't take up much space, do we?
Hey, Bridget, we really got to get this song written. I mean, we got to do some serious jamming.
Listen, if this is a bad time for me to be here...
Oh, no.
It's no problem, honest.
No. Could we talk a minute? Don't be unreasonable. Come on.
Unreasonable? It's my place.
You said you wanted me here.
I do. Till you can get a job, get a place of your own.
I thought we were going to talk about that. And Chris. Yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Maybe tonight isn't a good time for dinner. Could we do it another time?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll call you later, okay?
All right.
I thought we were going to talk about this.
I was real upfront with you, Bridget. It's not like we're living together.
Mrs. Sikorsky, did your husband like gambling?
No.
Did he have any big debts? Was he an alcoholic?
No.
Or used drugs?
Why are you asking these questions?
We understand that this is difficult, ma'am, but we're interested in anybody that might have been pressuring your husband.
Blackmailing him.
Let me tell you something. My Matt was a decent man. He wasn't a saint, but he never did any of those things you're talking about.
Well, he may not have wanted to tell you.
My husband was murdered. Somehow, to you, that makes him guilty.
Sergeant, please. My mother's been through enough.
We're doing a job, Mrs. Sikorsky.
I'd like to lie down.
Let's take it easy.
I'm afraid you'll have to talk to her when she's feeling better.
The son is very protective of the mother. Looks like a close-knit family. Congratulations. After lunch, I want to check Sikorsky's finances. Okay, what do you want to eat? Deli or the falafel stand? Oh, I've got to meet you back at the station. I'm taking Bridget to lunch. Oh, is everything all right? Yeah, it's fine. Mary Beth, what do you do when one of your kids springs a big surprise on you? How big? Major. My kids aren't old enough for that yet, thank God. I tell you, you're in for something. Taxi! I kind of had the plaza in mind. It would have been my treat.
This is better. I can't see New York from a restaurant. I like being in the middle of things.
Oh, you came to the right place.
Pete comes here a lot with a band. Says it puts them in touch.
Okay. So, are we going to talk?
Absolutely. I need your advice.
Sure, go ahead.
I can't decide if I should go to the Whitney first, the Museum of Modern Art, and Pete says the view from the World Trade Center is really awesome.
Speaking of Pete,
I know what you're going to say. You didn't exactly get a great first impression of him last night, but Pete's going to be a big star. He's just got a lot of heavy stuff going down now.
Bridget, I couldn't help overhearing what you two were saying last night.
Okay. So relationship scares him a little. Guys are like that.
Has he ever said how he feels about you?
Look. Pete loves me. He wants us to live together. He just hasn't realized it yet.
Well, what if it doesn't dawn on him in the near future?
Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I used to say that a lot, too. But, you know, it isn't quite that easy.
I'm doing okay so far. I think I'd take after you.
Me? Come on.
I mean, you went to Paris for school, but you stayed because you were in love, didn't you?
Well, that was part of it.
And you handled it fine all by yourself. It was no big deal.
I don't know if fine is the right word. There were other circumstances, Bridget, and it was a different time.
All right, man!
Come on, this is gonna be rad.
Sikorsky, S-I-K-O-R-S-K-I. We need it as soon as possible.
You got it, Detective.
Thank you. How was lunch?
Loud. right, Newman. Don't you ever stop acting like a hot dog.
Never. You want to get together and talk about buns?
Don't press. All right, Newman? I'm not in the mood.
Alas, neither am I, but I have something hot for you, Cagney, besides my body.
Excuse me? Certainly not your mind.
I just broke the Mannheim case. Please, no applause. My informant also has something very interesting about a man named Sikorsky.
Well, well. Things are looking up.
You only think so, Smiley. Tell them what you told me.
Hey, we made a deal about Mannheim, nothing else.
Think of it as raising your line of credit. You're overdrawn, Smiley.
3 days ago, I overheard a couple of dudes talking. They were talking about how they got paid to off this guy. Some hard case named, Sikorsky.
Exactly where did you hear this conversation?
Well, the shooting gallery on Avenue B.
These people you overheard, they were junkies?
Well, what do you think, lady?
I think junkies are not your most reliable source.
Hey, look, lady. All I know is what I heard, okay? These big-time operators paid these dudes major bucks to make the hit. And they had to supply the gun.
These dudes. Did they say what it was? A 45?
No. Oh, that's my luck. No, they talked about a 22.
Good evening, Mrs. Lacey. I hope you've had a pleasant day.
Fine, thanks. Can I come in? Where is everybody?
Well, the boys were perfect angels and went to the market for me. And Mr. Lacey and Alice Katrina having a nap in the other room.
Oh. Gee, what's cooking?
Well, Mr. Lacey seemed so tired that I said I'd prepare supper for him before I left. It's Lancashire hot pot, bubble and squeak, and Bakewell tart.
Beg pardon?
Lamb stew, cabbage and potatoes, and pudding for dessert.
Oh? Sounds delicious.
Well, I'd better be on my way.
Oh, no, don't rush off. We could have a chat.
Sit down. I'll make you some tea.
Thank you.
Low tea.
Oh.
So, you're from England.
That's right.
I always wanted to see Westminster Abbey. And the Tower of London.
Well, they're really rather damp, actually.
Which part are you from?
I beg your pardon?
Which part of England did you grow up in?
Oh, my family came from Suffolk. But of course, I've lived on many estates as nanny to noble families.
No kidding. Which ones?
Well, a complete resume is available at the employment agency. But I'm proud to say that my last post was with the Countess of Hargraves. And before that, I raised the children of the Earl of Nottingham.
Oh, where do they live?
In Nottingham.
Of course. Nottingham. Hum.
Could you please tell me, what is it that bothers you about her?
I don't know. I mean, she's very nice, and Lord knows she's terrific with the kids.
Yeah, so?
Something is not right.
Could you give me a hint?
Okay. The way she does things for you and me, she sometimes straightens up even when the kids didn't make the mess. She cooks.
That's bad.
In England, a nanny takes care of children. She's not a cook, and she's not a maid. I saw it on Masterpiece Television.
That's it. That's why you think Mrs. Lancaster isn't kosher.
It's a feeling, Harvey. I mean, I'd worry about anybody that was looking after our baby.
You know what I think, Mary Beth? I think you've been a cop too long. I think you are suspicious of everybody. Yesterday you come home and you tell me Matt Sikorsky was dirty, a man I never heard a bad word about in 15 years.
I said maybe.
And then you come up with the idea that this nanny is Dillinger.
I didn't say the nanny was Dillinger. I said something about her bothers me.
Good night, Mary Beth.
Yeah.
How did it end with Bridget?
Damned if I know. All she wanted to do was talk about museums.
Interesting. What did you do?
What could I do? I recommended the Rembrandt sketches at the Met.
Cagney, I love two things about you. Your grace under pressure and your water pressure.
It's very funny coming from men who's all wet with no clothes on.
If you had any class, you'd get in here with me. Cagney, you are one classy broad.
New York's finest.
Sorry to bother you so late. I need a place to crash.
Morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Terrific. The platters, they're really a trip. Oh, I made some herbal tea if you want some.
I don't have any herbal tea.
Well, you do now. I had some with me.
Want to talk about it?
I'm fine. But I am sorry I messed up your date.
Oh, David and I will survive. I wasn't too sure about you last night.
Well, you win some, you lose some. Pete kind of got rained out. So, the want ads are definitely the best cure.
What ads?
Well, I'm not qualified for much besides waitressing, but if I make enough good tips, I can put some away each week towards my own apartment.
Here in New York?
Well, I probably can't afford Manhattan, but one of the guys in Pete's band told me that Brooklyn and New Jersey are cheaper, so I wouldn't have to stay with you for more than a couple months.
Bridget, I don't think you thought this thing out.
I know it's an inconvenience, but I'd be happy to help with the cooking and I'd be happy to pay rent.
Matter of an inconvenience, honest. What about your parents? You haven't called them.
Well, I'll have to get used to the idea. New York is where I should be right now.
So what, you giving up Stanford altogether?
I know I'm doing the right thing. Getting out on my own. It's the same thing you did, Aunt Chris.
Oh, gosh.
Do you want to use the bathroom first?
No, go ahead.
Thanks. I want to look good for the job market.
I think it's an excellent idea. Yeah,
Don't ask. This is D&B on the Sikorsky case. You want to stick your teeth into this? No major creditors. He and Mrs. Sikorsky owned their own apartment. They had savings in cash and bonds and his pension from the union. So comfortable, but not rich. Looks like a dead end, Chris. Sikorsky wasn't selling dope. Two junkies were paid to hit him, execution style. It's a warning to other dealers. Sikorsky probably did business in cash. Just makes it harder, that's all. How's it going with the nanny? Fine, Christine. A very generous present. Thank you. I loved Mrs. Twombly. That was my nanny. Alice seems to like Mrs. Lancaster, too. Things are so complicated at that age. How's your niece enjoy New York? It's a little different than palm trees and freeways, right? Me and my new roommate. Bridget is staying with you now? Isn't that wonderful? The family's getting closer all the time. Tell me.
Believe me, there wasn't a guy in the union that didn't look up to Matt Sikorsky. I'm telling you, you're wasting your time looking for dirt on this guy.
So we've heard. We'd like to look anyway.
Well, be my guest, but I'm telling you, you won't find anything. Not a thing.
Most of these are thank you letters for favors he did people. I bet the Godfather gets a lot of those, too. Nobody seems to have held a grudge against him, Christine. Maybe they didn't put it in writing, Mary Beth. There wasn't anything in the checking account either. No large amounts of cash, no nothing. Sikorsky could have had other accounts. All I'm saying is maybe we're barking up the wrong tree here. Newman's source knew the name of the target, plus the type of gun that was used in the hit, which was not in the papers. Newman's source could have still been mistaken. This could mean he wasn't. What? Application for a loan from the Union Pension Fund dated 2 weeks before Sikorsky died. Okay? Okay. $20,000. Brad Sikorsky needed cash, probably to pay off his drug suppliers. He had a bad habit. It was expensive.
Wait a minute. The man was over 60 years of age. I don't buy a coke habit.
Okay, maybe he got ripped off. Maybe he was dealing, got burned.
Sikorsky get his loan?
It came through the day before he turned up missing, sir. The wife knows nothing about it. It's not in any of their bank accounts.
No, you're going to have to come up with more than that, Cagney.
Well, we have another idea, Lieutenant. It's a long shot, but we want to go to the Hall of Records and check to see if Sikorsky had mortgaged any property, and if so, who held the liens. And the computers don't always come up with that information. Dealers have set up dummy corporations before, so your real estate's a lot safer than cash.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a long shot, Cagney, but... Cagney.
Yeah, would you excuse me just for a minute, Lieutenant? We were thinking, sir, if it's all right with
I
you,
haven't
we'd like to
got
get
all
down there
day.
this afternoon.
Roommates are no problem.
What's happening?
Nothing. We were just discussing apartments. I may have a lead for Bridget through a friend of mine.
Unless cockroaches are your favorite pets, I would suggest you pass.
Cagney, it is a dynamite place, low cost, high ceilings. There's a fireplace.
If you show up on real estate, Newman, maybe you don't have enough to do.
He's looking at you, kid.
Nice sweater.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know I should have asked before I borrowed it. I wanted to look good for Pete.
I thought you and Pete had broken up.
We might be seeing each other again.
You look very happy about it.
My dad called. We had a big fight. All he can do is yell at me.
Richard, he's worried about you.
He acts like I'm 2 years old. I hate it. I'm never going to talk to him again.
Cagney, I don't have all day. I got a meeting with Nelman.
I'll be right there, Lieutenant. Why don't I show you where the ladies' room is?
Oh, no, I'll be okay. I didn't know you were so busy.
Bridget, look, I'll talk to you later, all right?
Chris, you gotta call my dad. He said he was gonna come to New York and get me. You gotta talk him out of it.
Cagney!
Thank you, Aunt Chris. I'll see you tonight.
The lien holder should be listed under the buyer on the deed. We file chronologically, not alphabetically.
Great. Just great.
Don't blame me, sweetheart. I only work here.
Are you saying that we have to go through the records year by year and then do the same with every other county we want to check?
You got it, but not today. It's 4:30.
What? You saying we have to come back here tomorrow?
Ain't life a bear? Good night.
Hi.
Hi.
I know it's a disaster area. I really spread out when I cook. But I'm great at cleaning up. It's a thank you dinner because you have been so great.
No, I haven't.
Oh, guess what? I talked to Granddad.
Oh, Charlie.
You were right. He's fantastic. He wants to show me all around New York, and he said I could crash on his sofa whenever I got on your nerves.
Thank you.
So, what did my dad have to say?
I didn't call him.
Oh, right. Well, the rates are cheaper now. You can still reach him at his office.
I'm not going to call him, Bridget.
Well, why not?
I'm not going to run interference for you.
I thought you were on my side.
Bridget, you came to New York with this kind of romantic idea that you wanted to do what I did. And it's not...
You didn't want anybody telling you what to do.
But you're running away. And you're mad at your father, and you...
You were mad at your mother. That's what my dad said. That's why you left.
My loss.
Didn't get along with my dad either.
My loss. But we're talking about you. Now, you say you want to be independent. You don't have a job. You don't have any money. You have a boyfriend who may or may not want to live with you. And you want me to call your father and explain that?
I told you he won't listen to me.
Do you listen to him? He cares about you, Bridget. He just doesn't want to see you hurt.
You sound just like him. Nothing I do is good enough. I guess I'm just a screw-up all the way around.
Not true. You're scared, and I understand
You don't understand anything. You're just like my parents. Do as I say, not as I do.
I am trying to help you, damn it.
I don't want your help. I don't need your help.
What are you doing?
I'm going to stay with Charlie till I can get my own place.
Who the hell you are?
The hell I'm not.
You walk out that door, young lady.
Oh, Mrs. Lacey, I thought you'd left already.
I got a little extra time this morning. I'm meeting my partner downtown. Oh. You know, you have been so good with Michael, helping him with his reading and all. He asked me to take him down to the library last night so he could get another one of those Rudyard Kipling books. I was waiting for him to pick out the one he wanted, and I got a little curious. So I looked up the Earl of Nottingham. I think his kids must have been a little old for you to take care of. Since the last Earl of Nottingham died in 1858, there wasn't any Countess of Hargrave either.
Oh, Mrs. Lacey, I'm so ashamed. I've never done anything like this in my life.
Oh, Lord. Here, have a tissue.
Oh, thank you. A good nanny always has her own hanky.
You've been taking care of our daughter under false pretenses, Mrs. Lancaster, and I would like to know exactly why.
I meant no harm, Mrs. Lacey. Really, I didn't. Oh, I can show you all the references you like, all perfectly genuine. But they're not from the peerage.
What is that, some kind of nanny clearinghouse?
The peerage is the British nobility, and I'm afraid I've never worked for them. I cared for the children of businessmen and the professional classes.
So why did you tell me you worked for an earl?
Well, if you'll forgive me for saying so, Mrs. Lacey, most Americans are snobs. And I was told they would never hire a woman of my age unless she had been nanny to the nobility. I apologize for any inconvenience I may have caused you, and I fully understand that you'll want to give me the sack.
What's that?
Terminate my employment.
Oh, well. I don't think we have to go that far. You do have references.
Oh, yes.
And you've only got 2 days left anyways.
You're really very kind, Mrs. Lacey.
Besides, Alice is getting quite attached to you. And no wonder. You're wonderful with her. I maybe could write a recommendation myself. I mean, we're not exactly royalty here, but the New York City Police Department should stand for something.
I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything, ma'am.
Ma'am is for the Queen, Mrs. Lacey. Why don't you just call me Audrey?
Only if you'll call me Mary Beth. So, be my guest, Audrey.
With pleasure. Mary Beth.
So I followed her to the elevator and gave her cab fare. I told her she'd take the subway over my dead body. It's not funny, Mary Beth. Bridget is a very stubborn child.
A niece of yours? You're kidding.
Then she writes me a check for the cab fare. Plus, quote, anything else of mine she may have used inadvertently, unquote.
Yeah, Harvey Jr. once wrote of a paper saying he was tired of doing his chores and we should hire a maid and he would pay us back when he graduated college.
This is a little more serious than that.
Yeah, I know. Did she get to Charlie's okay?
Oh, fine. She's already got him eating out of her hand. And there's Brian. He may show up at any minute.
You gonna call him?
I don't know what to do. Everything I think of seems wrong.
Welcome to parenthood.
Pay dirt, Mary Beth. Over here, look. Look. March 1981, Sikorsky bought an office building on the east side under the name of Sitcorp. He bought another one in July, downtown. That's where he's hiding his drug profits. Has to be.
You must be mistaken. You think I wouldn't know if my husband bought a building?
Your name was listed as an officer of Sitcorp. Your husband invested hundreds of thousands of dollars under that name, didn't he?
We never had that kind of money. My God, you can see how we live.
Your husband mortgaged over $500,000 worth of the corporation's property. Do you know why?
I don't know about any corporation.
Are you denied before that your husband had a drug habit? Are you sure that that was the truth, ma'am?
Yes. I lived with a man for 30 years. He loved me. He didn't lie to me.
Then you must have known he was dealing drugs.
No. Matt would never touch that poison.
Sergeant, I don't like this.
Well, we either have to do it here or downtown, Mr. Sikorsky. Who's your husband working for?
He worked for his union. Nobody else.
Mrs. Sikorsky, we need your help to find your husband's associates, ma'am.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I have told you that already.
Come on. It's all right. Just take it easy.
Mr. Sikorsky, we don't like asking these.
Then stop it!
Questions.
Just stop it! Who do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? We're citizens. We pay taxes. We have rights in this country. I mean, this is not some banana republic, is it? You can't come in here and push my mother around like this. I have friends, you know, high up, very high up, and I can have your job so fast, lady, your head's gonna spin. You hear me? You think you know everything? No, you don't know anything. My father dealing drugs is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Drugs? My father? My father was the greatest guy in the world. The greatest guy in the world.
So what do you think, my father was someone who was keying snow?
We never considered you, Mr. Sikorsky.
You set up that phony corporation, not your father.
All he did was borrow $20,000 to get you out of trouble. You probably never even told him what it was for.
You must have been working for some big-time dope dealers for them to put out a contract on you.
They killed your father by mistake, didn't they? Right after he gave you the money to pay them back.
That's crazy.
Is it?
Yes.
No.
No. It's the truth, isn't it? Someone else pulled the trigger, but you killed him. His own son. Oh,
by mistake.
Yes, sir. The son was the one who was dealing dope, and Junior owed the bosses a lot of money.
And that's why he borrowed $20,000? Huh? To get his kid out of trouble?
Too late, though. The hit had already been set. They just got the wrong Sikorsky.
I want to read that report as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant.
You want to sign this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We got the names from Robert Sikorsky. We'll get those viruses that killed his father.
Keep seeing the look on the mother's face.
Yeah.
Think you know your kid, and he turns out to be a stranger.
It's a nightmare parents have.
There's not much paperwork left here. I'm gonna take off early, okay?
That's okay by me.
Oh, I thought Charlie forgot his key.
Thanks. I'd love to come in.
Charlie went to get some Chinese food. He'll be back in a few minutes.
Look, I don't know whether or not you believe me, but I care about you. Now, I may not be very good at this, but I think you owe me a shot. You're right. We are exactly alike. You're just as pig-headed as I was. Bridget, I like my life, and I like the choices that I've made. But you got the wrong idea if you think that everything was perfect. I made mistakes, and they were big ones. If you quote me on that, I'll say you lied. I didn't think I could talk to my mother. So I went off to Paris. And if I could go back and change that, Bridget, I would.
Charlie was showing me pictures of her. And you. Why do you hate it that I want to be like you?
I don't. I like it. But you can't live my life. And you can't run away from yours.
I hated Stanford. I'm not going back.
Well, then make another choice. Get a job. Earn the money to travel. But do it because you want something. Not because you're running away.
I can just see you trying to tell that to my father. He expects too much.
I used to think that my mother expected too much, too. Christine, you are not living up to your potential. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that she did that because she loved me. Only I didn't realize it until after she died. Your father is a very kind man when you get to know him. And I think that you love him a lot.
I do. Love him. It's just that I don't want to give in.
But it isn't giving in. It's growing up, I think.
I'm sorry I lost my temper.
It's okay. It's hereditary.
I'm gonna miss you when I go back.
I'm gonna miss you, too. I've gotten kind of used to having you around.
I didn't drive you crazy.
I didn't say that. But I'll miss you.
Don't I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Cagney. Women love to plan parties. You want to do this dinner?
Yes. You want to do this dinner?
I would rather skinny dip with a piranha.
We're going to need some help with this.
Now he wants entertainment. There is not enough money in the budget for entertainment.
Maybe we could rent one of those swans that spit champagne. I remember a division dinner where they did this takeoff on this Broadway show. They called it My Fair Precinct.
How come you get to do the big number?
I'm sleeping with the producer.
The show must go on.
I gave it water. I gave it fertilizer. I don't know what else to do.
I think it's time to carry it to the window for one last look at the heather.
Good morning, Marcus. Good morning, Christine. I have to skip lunch today. I gotta go out and buy a whole bunch of roses.
Well, if you want foliage, you probably can get Petrie's plant for nothing.
I'm going to sow them on Alice's pinafore. Is this the cutest thing you ever saw in your whole life? It's exactly like Alice in Wonderland, except it's going to have little roses all along the hem. I have to finish it by Thursday. Is 7 o'clock all right with you?
7 o'clock?
Alice's first birthday. Don't tell me you forgot her party.
Of course I didn't forget it. She's my namesake.
I thought we would all dress up.
I'll wear my tiara.
Everybody listen up. The honor of the 14th has been challenged.
Something tells me I had dinner with Captain Gomper of the 8th.
Last night I had dinner with Captain Gomper of the 8th. He tells me that they are going to take for the 3rd year in a row the division trophy for the highest clearance rate.
Yeah, but we won the football pool.
For years now, we have been in the bottom half of the division, and I'm getting tired of Gomper rubbing my nose in it. We got until Friday, 5 o'clock, to up our rate. We are as good as the 8th. But why haven't we won? Paperwork. We have closed a lot of cases, but we just have not processed the fines to prove it. I got a fancy lunch riding on this. So let's get up out of the cellar this year and take first place.
Thank you, Vince Lombardi.
Well, Victor, it's your moment of truth. Now you have to change the ribbon in your typewriter.
Sergeant Coleman, could you dig up the file of our outstanding warrants, please?
Take a number.
I'll put you on the list, Detective Lacey.
Thank you.
Cagney, Cagney, Cagney.
Inspector, inspector, inspector.
Detective Lacey, official department business.
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir. I was putting it away, sir.
I have here a special assignment that just cropped up, and I'm going to give you first crack at it.
I'm listening.
The chairman of the committee for the division dinner had to drop out for reasons of health. And I need someone with your leadership ability to take over the job.
No one else available, Inspector?
Oh, come on, Cagney. Women love to plan parties.
Not this one. Besides, the man over there in the office has me up to my leadership and paperwork.
You have a great committee. There's Ralph Steerer the first. Now, you know him, the blue blimp. He and that Yenta Gladys have been doing this dinner for years. All you have to do is breeze in with the last-minute details, and you walk away with all the credit.
Good morning, Inspector. Come on back to my office. I'll heat you up a Danish.
No, thanks, Bert. I have to talk to you, second whip. If you will excuse us.
What's going on?
He's trying to sweet talk her into organizing the division dinner, sir.
Cagney?
I know.
When pigs fly.
Yes, sir.
Give up, Inspector. There's nothing you can say to change my mind.
You know the big surprise, Distinguished Service or what? This year we're giving it to Samuels. The dinner is for him.
How'd you get rid of him so fast?
I gave in.
You what? He was very persuasive.
I know what he's doing. He plays racquetball with Gumper. So he figures he can tie up my second whip and then the eighth is going to win again? Well, I'm going to call Nelman. I'm going to get you off of this committee.
No!
Don't you see he is trying to sandbag us? I need you on his clearance rate.
I can handle it, Lieutenant. I promise you I will not let the dinner interfere with my work.
You want to do this dinner?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I see. Sure, you want to score some points downtown, huh? Well, do it on your own time!
I hate this dinner already.
You want to do this dinner?
I would rather skinny dip with a piranha. I'm gonna meet my committee in a half hour at the banquet hall in case they get me there.
Ooh, you look at that. Wouldn't you love to connect those dots?
Cagney, Detective Lacey.
Hello.
This one's a grounder. She wants to report a stolen ring, and she knows who's got it.
That's right. It had diamonds and sapphires. You see, I gave it to my boyfriend to have it repaired. But now that we've broken up, he won't give it back.
Well, unless it was taken by force, I'm not sure we have a crime, Miss Muller.
But you don't understand. That ring belonged to my grandmother. If she was alive, she'd die.
There, pretty lady, please don't cry. I have a cousin in jewelry. Call him at this number. He's gonna fix you right up.
That's your number, Esposito.
Sergeant, we could file this complaint on the misapplication of property.
You're not going to put him in prison, are you?
Well, we usually start with a friendly visit before we throw anybody in the tower. That's a little police humor, ma'am.
I'm going to need some information on the gentleman.
His name is Ted Delmore. He has beautiful, smooth olive skin, rippling muscles, sexy mustache, dark bedroom eyes.
Really?
And he says he's 34, but between us, I think he's a little bit older.
Well, actually, all I need to know is where to get hold of him.
Oh.
Bingo! There's a guy that's been flashing a half a block from the banquet hall. Is today my lucky day or what?
Delmore?
Delmore.
Rippling muscles.
R-I-P-P.
That's all right.
Have either of you detectives made sure that this is going to be fixed by Friday night?
I don't think we can push them too hard, considering that they've donated the hall.
They donated it? According to the budget here, it says that we're paying $300.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's right here in black and white.
I'll tell you what happened. We budgeted for that amount because that's what they usually charge. Then when they donated the hall, we were too busy to change it.
That's right. Ralph, we'll have to send him a thank you note.
Who's in charge of cleaning up?
Hey, Ralph, did you tell him about the cannoli?
Cannoli?
The little Italian pastries Ralph found out Samuels loves them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll have cannoli. I don't see any reason to have to drive all the way to Flatbush, unless, of course, somebody's sleeping with the caterer.
Hey, that's my sister you're talking about.
Your sister?
Why not? We're getting the flowers from Gladys's father, and he's all the way out on Staten Island.
Your own father would charge us double what we normally pay?
Excuse me, Sergeant. If you're going to start making changes, I'll tell Nelman we're not responsible.
Hi. Sorry it took so long.
Must have been some meeting.
Yeah, here. I got you something for Alice's party.
Oh, Christine, this is so thoughtful. I was so busy with roses, I forgot all about a centerpiece.
Well, sometimes people need help with parties.
Take back the crown.
Mary Beth, I need your help. All right, I had to dump the committee. They're trying to rip us off. We even have to get a new banquet hall.
Christine, I am busy with the baby's birthday.
So can't you do it next week? It's not like she's got a calendar in her crib.
This is her first birthday, and we are going to celebrate it on her birthday. See, that's how we do things. Christmas on the 25th, Easter's on Sundays, and birthdays on birthdays.
Mary Beth, this dinner is important, too. Can't you do both?
No, I cannot. Not with Samuel's breathing down my neck on the clearance rate.
Mary Beth, you are so organized, though. Full-time job, running a household. This is one of the things I admire most about you. Now, a little thing like this isn't going to faze you. All right, Mary Beth. I'm not supposed to tell you this because it's a secret. This dinner is for Samuel's.
Samuel's is getting the Distinguished Service Award? Oh, that's how come you're doing it, huh?
Right. Now, see, we've got to get the banquet hall first. That's
Christine, I'm sorry, but every once in a great while, my family has to come first.
Fine. I wasn't going to mention this, Mary Beth, but if you'll remember, I did go through the Lamaze classes with you to back up Harvey. And I didn't mention the fact that I got you to the hospital on time. If it were not for me, Alice Christine had been born on the Queensboro Bridge.
This is not
risking
fair.
my life flagging on speeding trucks. Well, this dinner is my baby, Mary Beth. And the due date is Friday.
Delmore exterminators, we kill bugs the American way. Oh, yes, Harry, hold on. I'll tell him. Thank you. Bye.
Miss Moeller, I'm a little confused. Didn't you tell us that this is where Mr. Delmore works?
It is. He's my boss. I'll tell him you're here. 1 second.
That must be rough, huh? Breaking up with your boyfriend, he's still your boss? They're right when they say you should never fool around at work.
Well, maybe they've never seen Ted Delmore's rippling muscles or flashing bedroom eyes.
I didn't think you picked up on that.
Mind of a great detective.
Uh-huh.
This is Mr. Delmore. Excuse me.
Mr. Delmore? I'm Sergeant Cagney. This is Detective Lacey.
I don't understand. Is something wrong?
We understand that you're in possession of a ring belonging to Miss Moeller.
Huh?
She wants it back.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Did she also happen to mention that she is in possession of my 5-speed food processor? And just between us Homo sapiens, it's worth a heck of a lot more than that crummy ring.
That well may be, Mr. Delmore, but she has filed a formal complaint.
And by keeping her ring, you're guilty of a Class A misdemeanor for which you can serve up to 1 year in prison.
All right, I'll give it back.
Fine. So we can inform Miss Moeller that you'll be returning her ring tomorrow?
Sure. I knew I shouldn't have gotten involved with her. But there was something about the way she filed.
Now, normally I would say for a departmental function, blue balloons. But in this case, I think multicolor is more festive.
Mary Beth, I don't think balloons are quite what we want.
Oh, yes, they are, Chris. Harv's cousin Maureen has a party shop, and she used balloons so tastefully at her second wedding.
I'm sure they were lovely. We just don't have any money in the budget for them.
I'll get her to donate them. She loves to make me feel like a poor relation.
I really wanted to make this dinner as elegant as possible.
That's what I mean. Maybe we could rent one of those swans that spit champagne. I decided, Harv, the cake is going to be pink, and it's going to have roses, and it's going to say, Happy First Birthday, Alice Christine.
That better be a big cake.
Your mother's coming early, and Chris is going to take the pictures. Did you get the scotch?
Yeah, and the soda and everything else you asked for.
It's Christine's first time here. We still don't have a new dining room set. Hopefully our sons will grace us with their presence.
Don't count on it, babe.
365 days a year. And on their baby sister's birthday, they make other plans.
Well, I'll talk to them, Mary Beth. But remember, at their age, they're going to want to be with their friends.
Harvey Jr. has 364 other days he can hang on Tiffany Rinaldi.
Well, Alice is going to have lots of other birthdays.
Yeah, but this is our last first birthday.
Oh, no, it isn't, babe. I mean, before you know it, the boys will be off and married, and we'll have lots of grandchildren.
That's not the same.
Oh, you'll make a beautiful grandmother.
I'm talking about my babies, our babies, Harvey. And Alice is the last one, and this is the last time.
Doesn't have to be.
Yes, it does.
What's this one? The Vallejos case?
Laxative plot against the Jockey at Aqueduct.
Oh, right. Salt with a deadly chocolate.
Playing poker tonight, Cagney?
Nope, I gotta tie up a few loose ends on the dinner here. Like, for instance, planning the whole thing.
You see the candles I bought.
Candles?
The dinner. Nice, huh?
They're lime green.
I thought you said we were short on time. I was in the store. They were on sale. I bought them.
Well, they don't go with anything that we have.
They go with this crepe paper.
I had a suit that color once, but my ex-wife burned it.
These items should have been cleared from the property clerk's desk years ago. Some of them even date back to 1981. So let's return them to their rightful owner so we can close some cases here. What the hell is this?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing, huh? Look, she may have sucked you into this dinner thing. That's your problem. But this is my squad room. I don't want to see him in here.
I hate secrets.
Me too. Now, here's the list.
Place cards, photo montage, pickup pro... Oh, Chris, we're gonna need some help with this.
From whom? All the guys are bogged down with the clearance rate.
Yes, and some of them may even have lives and children with birthdays.
Okay, fine. I'll see if I can get them to help. As soon as I figure out how.
It's Tuesday night. How's your luck been lately?
Okay, 7-card stud, high spade, and the hole splits the pot.
You didn't tell me anything about a hole.
Now relax, Marcus. Say your down cards. I got you covered.
Queen high.
I'll go a quarter.
Call. I'm in.
Quarter. I'm surprised you have time for poker.
Yeah, should you be fighting some caterer or something?
I couldn't resist, knowing you were all going to be here.
8 goes 50.
I'm out.
You know what I love the best about the 14th? Ooh, 2 ladies. The way we all band together and work and play like a team, you know? Actually, I like to think of us as more of a family.
Ladies are worth $1.
What do you want, Cagney?
A little help.
How little?
Well, the committee screwed up. Petrie, are you in?
I'm not sure what to do.
Ooh, let me help.
My mama didn't raise no fool. I'll see your buck and raise you 50.
I was kind of hoping you guys would help me with the dinner.
Are you in?
Look, I've done a lot of favors for you guys.
I'm not even going. Food's lousy and the speeches are worse.
Okay, fine. I'll remember that the next time you need some extra coverage. And Esposito, the next time you want an extra day off, forget it.
Check.
I check.
Okay, looks like this will be the last game for me.
Cash out now and die.
Deal, Cagney.
Down and dirty.
It's not our fault you bit off more than you can chew.
I did it for Samuels.
Samuels?
Bets.
Ladies are worth another $1.
I call.
I'm out. What about Samuels?
He's not supposed to know this. It's a secret. He's getting the Distinguished Service Award.
Well, why didn't you just say so, Cagney?
Sure, we'll help. 3 queens take home all the beans.
Anything for Samuels. I think my boat left your queens at the dock.
I don't know what you call it, but it's the kind with marshmallows and coconut. And at approximately what time did you notice the fruit salad was missing?
Morning, Lieutenant. Okay, so you go to the printers and you pick up these programs and you take them by Faverty's mother's house. She's going to put the tassels on them and drop them off at the banquet hall on her way to work, so you have to be the first thing in the morning. Here's where you go.
These printer opens at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be late for work.
So tell Samuels you got a flat tire.
Okay, look, after what he did for me, I got to be real straight with him. I can't lie.
Victor, sometimes you're almost human. All right. Petrie will do the caterer. Here, you give me this, I'll give it to Esposito. You take this, and you pick up the photo montage. Can you handle that?
Yeah. Thanks.
Terrific.
Oh, gee, look at this. 3 minutes late. Did I beat him in?
No, you didn't.
Here's the receipt. It's a beautiful plaque. Good. Charlie brought by Samuel's picture last night.
Oh, how is he?
Looks great. I'm telling you, Samuels was some hunk when he was younger.
I was speaking about Charlie.
Great. He's moved down to beer. He says it's a lot healthier. Mary Beth, honest to God, I think we're going to pull this thing off.
Detective Lacey, 14th. Oh, thank you for calling back. Yes, we are trying to return an artificial limb to a Mrs. Judith Keith. You have any idea of her whereabouts? Lake Titicaca.
Cagney, 14th.
How do you spell that?
Inspector Nelman? He never said anything about that.
T-I-C-A.
Yeah, but...
C-A.
What do you mean, goodbye?
Thank you. Lake Titicaca, Peru.
Now he wants entertainment. We don't have enough money in the budget for entertainment. Seven more years of this.
I remember a division dinner where they did this takeoff on this Broadway show. They called it My Fair Precinct.
I have the worst headache.
There's probably a lot of talent in this division. I bet we could put on a show.
Are you out of your mind?
Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the rude world.
People have knocked themselves out on this dinner for you. Now, if they want to be in it, I think you have to let them. That's only fair.
Come on, Mary Beth, we're going to look like the Gong Show.
A lot of people like that show, Christine. Maybe the ones that aren't so good could do something else, like announce the other acts or something.
You know, Faverty had a nice voice. Too bad she got so nervous.
Well, she's used to singing with her sister. Maybe we could find somebody else for her to sing with.
Who?
You have a nice voice.
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on, Christine. You know what they say.
What?
The show must go on.
That's the way it went down. Yeah. That's right, sir. No, I have the report.
Enough suspense, Cagney. Now, who's in the show?
May I get a cup of coffee first?
We got two routines you haven't even seen yet.
Lieutenant Samuels.
What?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Think he suspects?
No, I think he's worried about the clearance rate.
How many cases have we closed?
Not enough.
Look who's here. Our Lady of the Polka Dots.
This is my Princess Darla. Of course, she calls him Spot.
What can we do for you, Miss Mola?
I remembered a few more things I left at his place. My Trini Lopez album.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I'll be with you in 1 minute.
My mini blow dryer.
When are you going to announce who's in the show?
High school,
As soon as I find some place where Samuels won't bother us.
I'm going to
tell it to you. Masuski is the opener, and then Petrie, Victor, Esposito, and Coleman. We want 3 minutes out of those 8 minutes that you gave us. Big finish. Gravity and Cagney, Carrassi, you're the announcer.
What?
Announcer is a good job. Think about Ed McMahon.
You can't trim our routine. It's gold.
Yeah, if you're so short on time, how come you get to do such a big number?
I'm sleeping with the producer. What do you want from me?
I have to go on after Musaski. The floor's going to be wet.
Bring him up.
And I can't pick up the programs. Coleman and I got to rehearse. Half of his thing is in Yiddish.
It's funnier that way, believe me.
Are we getting separate dressing rooms?
I don't believe you people. You're all acting like a bunch of babies, and I don't have the time to change your diapers. I personally am down to the wire myself. Tonight I will be spending with the Lacey's making cannoli.
Cannoli?
I'll explain it to you later, Mary.
What is cannoli?
It happens to be Samuel's favorite dessert.
Oh, get out of here.
Let's get one thing straight. If this show interferes with anybody's work on the dinner, you're out of the show. All right?
Hang on here, Fred. I've got no knee pads to do splits, and we're doing this.
Oh, hello, sir. Did they fix the men's room yet? Make cannoli? You have any idea what you're talking about? You're talking about ricotta cheese and pastry dough and pistachio nuts and chocolate shavings, and you never even asked me.
I forgot. Look, I'm sorry, Mary Beth. The only way we can afford lights and music is if we make the cannoli ourselves.
Are you out of your mind? You cannot make 250 cannolis.
I bought the shells ready-made. How long could it take?
It's Alice's birthday tonight.
We're gonna do it after the party. We'll have plenty of time.
Okay. Great.
Why don't you open those up and I'll go and put the candles on the cake.
Christine, would you relax? Now, why don't you take some more pictures?
I just took a whole roll.
Well, not of this.
Okay, of the presents. And you got it. All right, here we go. Now, everybody, Harvey Jr., get on the other side, huh? Everybody get real close. Michael, smile. Where's the baby? There she is. That's it. Okay, now.
Look like a doofus in that hat.
Yeah, go look in the mirror.
All right, that's enough. Get in closer and cheese.
Mozzarella.
Perfect.
Lunch, baby.
We need another measuring cup.
After I find an aspirin.
We have to line up the cannoli shells and then chop 2 more bags of nuts.
Don't push me, Christine. You went on fast forward the whole night.
We have a lot to do, Mary Beth.
Well, you didn't even finish the tour of my new house. First time you came over, you didn't even say anything.
That is not so.
Okay. What is the color of the tile on my bathroom floor?
Blue.
Ha-ha. Linoleum.
Trick question. Here. Measure 1/4 cup of hazelnut liqueur.
Well, you don't want to be too stingy with this stuff.
Mary Beth, that's what the recipe calls for.
You gonna believe some man who wrote a cookbook or a person who lived next to an Italian for 13 years? Fine. 1/4 cup of hazelnut liqueur.
Then, after you set the shells, you then sprinkle them.
All right, I'll line them up over here.
No, you put them right here on the Lazy Susan. That way they get an even sprinkle. See? Then you hold the sugar. And I spin it. You can pick up the shells and I'll put the chocolate chips in. Oh, you got chips? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Don't give me that. You just said, oh, you've got chips. I want to know what it means.
Well, probably doesn't matter, but you know, real Italians always get a big block of chocolate, and they make shavings. I mean, chocolate chips will be okay. They'll probably taste all right, but they won't be authentic, that's all.
It's fast. It's good. This one thing we don't have is time. All right? Get stuffing.
You happen to be in my kitchen, Sergeant.
Oh, excuse me. Get stuffing, please. Why are you stuffing it with a spoon?
Because this is the way that my old neighbor, Vinnie Carmelini, stuffs it.
We are making hundreds. Use the pastry bag.
I prefer a spoon.
We don't have the time. Here. In the interim, we'll be mixing the food coloring and the peanuts.
What?
Pistachios cost too much money, and the man at the market told me that it was perfectly acceptable to take peanuts and chop them up and throw green food coloring in them. You put them on a cookie sheet, and you put them in the oven for about 20 minutes, and nobody knows the difference. They're absolutely delicious.
You rushed me through my last baby's only first birthday so you could paint peanuts green?
The nuts are supposed to be green.
Well, you weren't so crazy about green when I bought those candles and crepe paper.
Would you drop it about the candles? I'm using your tacky balloons.
What do you mean, tacky? I groveled on my knees to a woman I can't stand, so now you tell me you don't like them?
As a matter of fact, I don't. And this dinner is a reflection on me.
Oh, pardon me. I thought that it was a party for Samuels. This would not have happened if you let me do it my way.
I didn't mean what I said.
Yes, you did.
All right, I did. But only about the balloons. Thank you. Half of Columbia could not keep me awake right now.
Christine.
The coffee, Mary Beth.
Well, you could always get a nap tonight during Nelman's speech.
After work, I've got to go by the floors with a certified check, while you go home and get the cannoli, all right? And I'll meet you back at the hall at 6 o'clock. We'll figure out the seating arrangement.
Well, that's easy. Give the best tables to the people we like.
Now you got the spirit, Mary Beth. Still, I feel like we're letting down on those damn clearance rates.
These cases have been easy to close. They'd be closed already.
Yeah. Maybe later if there's time you'll go over my number with me, huh?
Shouldn't you be doing that with Favity?
She's trying to get her costume together.
Well, there is time later. I think we should both get a nap. I didn't get right to sleep last night. Harvey says from now on, instead of perfume, I should dab on a little ricotta.
This has all gotten so awkward.
I'm surprised you're still working for him.
Why? He's a wonderful boss.
Well, your boss wants a shower massager back.
He filed another complaint, Miss Moeller.
Well, then I want my copy of Hollywood Wives.
That is an autographed copy, and we bought it together.
With my charge card.
Time out. Now, we do have more important things to do than to try and unglue your relationship.
Let's settle this thing once and for all. We'll make a list, his and hers. Mr. Delmore?
She can have everything. I don't care. All I want is the aroma disc.
The aroma disc? Oh, no.
What's an aroma disc?
Oh, it's a little thing you plug in the wall. It's kind of like a record player for smells. You know, the kind that gets you in the mood.
Really? Beth, you never cease to amaze me. I still can't shake the feeling I've forgotten something. Microphone, spotlight, podium. Did the ME ever call us back on the Carlson suicide?
We still can't close the case. He was dead before he hit the water. Did you remember to get your shoes dyed?
That's what I forgot.
She should do it.
Hit the dirt. Here she comes with another list.
You two in my office. I don't mind telling you, I know what's going on. They're sneaking around here trying to involve all of my people in this stupid dinner. All I asked was you try and help me beat Gompert. And so far, you two have done less work than any other team in this squad. And frankly, I am disappointed. That's all.
Disappointed. That's the worst. Why couldn't he be furious?
The caterer called. No black olives.
We'll see about that. It's not our fault we got stuck with Pied Piper and Princess Di.
They're gonna get back together again, too.
Don't even say that.
He's gonna let her keep that aroma disc. Oh, no wonder nobody claimed that.
That is Fabberty's wig. She's gonna wear it tonight. Hello, yeah, let me talk to Ramon.
Moeller versus Delmore. All this stuff they fought over. Chris, if we do a separate file on each of these items, that's 14 completed cases right here. We could win the clearance rate.
This is good, Mary Beth.
This is war, Sergeant.
And the girl said, you should be arrested. Well, for what, says the cop? For disturbing our peace. And now it's time to present the trophy to the precinct that has achieved the highest rate of cleared cases. Now, I instituted this award 6 years ago, so I like to think of it as the Melman Award. This year, the race was so close, we are announcing the top 3 precincts.
Come on, little polka dots. Take us home.
In third place, the 5th precinct. Second place goes to the 14th. And in first place, for the 3rd.
I thought sure we had it.
A lot of work for second place.
What's wrong with second place?
It's the best we've ever done. And in this division, that's pretty heavy hitting, if you ask me. Even if you spent all this time on this dinner, you did your best, and I'm real proud of all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Who wants a Nelman anyway?
Congratulations, Captain.
Thank you, Inspector. Accept this on behalf of all the great guys and gals at the 8th Precinct. Thank you. Hey, Gambert. I owe you a lunch, you lucky son of a gun. Better luck next year, Bert. Good, you stuck him way in the back.
And now we come to the most important part of the evening. The presentation of the Distinguished Service Award. It is the highest commendation this division can bestow. And I'm sure you'll agree that this year's recipient is truly deserving of this honor. It gives me great pleasure to present Manhattan South Division's award for distinguished service to Lieutenant Albert Samuels.
I don't know what to say. I knew something was going on. But I never thought it was this. To get an award for doing a job that you love, it's... I still can't believe this. I want to thank the division for this honor. But I got to tell you something. This award belongs to a very special group of people that I work with. They're a group of dedicated and hard-working cops. And they make it real easy for a guy like me to look good. Thank you.
Portion of the evening.
There's something we put together for you, Lieutenant, sort of a trip down memory lane. Here's a picture of you getting your uniform ripped off at the Beatles concert.
Here you are catching Jerry Ford when he fell down the steps of St. Pat's.
Yeah, but this one here is my favorite. Exchanging hats with Bella Abzug at a Now convention.
Hey, everybody, it's time.
What's this? Oh, a compact.
With a steel mirror.
I'll bet. How nice of you. Thank you. It's beautiful.
I made up the inscription. Read it.
Thanks for kicking our butts when we needed it. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, all of you. Didn't know you guys went in for this much.
Did a hell of a job, Cagney.
It was a team effort, believe me.
We even handmade your favorite dessert, sir.
Cheesecake?
Cheesecake? No, cannoli. I was told that you loved cannoli.
Oh, cannelloni, sure, yeah, cannelloni. You know, the pasta rolled in a tomato sauce? But don't worry about it, Cagney. You know me, I eat anything.
Excuse me, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
They want you for a picture, sir.
Oh, yeah, sure. And listen, Cagney, the balloons are terrific. Really nice.
The balloons actually were Detective Lacey's idea.
Oh, nice.
May I have your
I
attention,
think I'll
please?
go home now.
Will everyone who is in the entertainment please report backstage?
Next, don't let me down.
Where's Faverty?
She's around. Here comes the wig now.
Where have you been? I can't hear a word you're saying. Bernice, could you speak up?
Oh, Christine,
Louder.
she lost her voice.
What do you mean you lost your voice? You can't do a thing like that at a time like this. Please come back or I'm not going out there by myself.
Oh, no, don't look at me.
All right, Beth. You know the routine.
No, not in front of people.
This is different. This
You
is
know
with
how I
friends.
get in court.
You saw how bad he was. They loved him.
No.
Sit down. Boa, feel this. Does that feel good?
I can't sing.
Oh, dress. Let me see that. Oh, my God. Gorgeous.
Chris, I'm already doing my part.
Oh, anybody could be a stage manager.
No,
Mary Beth.
Christine.
Mary Beth, sit down. This is for Samuels.
Speaking of arrested, you have the right to remain silent. If I do, you'll be speechless. Anything I say
Turn around.
Perfect.
My lungs are collapsing.
Your lungs look great.
I haven't breathed in 5
You don't
minutes.
have to breathe. Just sing.
Now a warm welcome, please, for Christine Cagney and Bernice Haverty.
Don't you? It's great.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Break a leg, Mary Beth.
Will that get me out of this?
It's a show business expression. It means good luck.
Like the show must go on.
That's it, yeah. That's not gonna do it. Come on. Get it up, honey.